process.
Are you going to add something different to what you already explained fully yesterday?
Now, given the background to, I'm going to explain a context that will bring a proper understanding to this process.
So that you do not leave this room with a view that you are being suppressed. I'm using your verb. So perhaps let me give you an opportunity to give yet another explanation.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner, when I came here to this commission, I never said I'm a high priest. I said I'm a state agent, and I have an instrument called the Legend Building, which allows me, in circumstances in executing my duty, to use what you call a false light. It's part of what I do. And the reason I requested to speak, Commissioner, it is because even the evidence leader was checking how it's like he's a prosecutor. He's not playing the role of evidence leader. Because I said I am an agent in circumstances when in executing my duties, I have to. Now he come to the people, to the public and say, I'm a professional liar. Knowing that I told him, if I execute my duties, I do give a certain impression to reach or to get to the bottom of what the mission wants. Because even Madam Commissioner yesterday, she said, I'm bringing allegations, I'm talking about people, allegations that I make, I cannot provide proof. That is my job, commissioners. An agent is not a policeman who will obtain statements that can be presented here. I give intelligence information which must be converted into evidence which the commission wants. And how will that be converted? Information be converted. It's when I bring people again who will corroborate what I'm saying. Yeah. It become the evidence that the commission wants. What about yesterday? She said, are you accusing Brigadier Sebola? And I said, no. But I was going to say the handler is Colonel Koza, is working with Brigadier Johnson. Informant, Colonel Singh investigated the case. What does that mean? It means when he meets with the commission, he'll be able to show the commission the light as to where his investigation arrived. But the moment you say, you cannot say that, I'm not a policeman. And you're delaying the process. I cannot even analyze what you call intelligence information. Raw information, but I'm not saying I cannot support or I cannot get anyone to come and corroborate. And last thing that I'm trying to say about Senior Counsel Charleston. Evidence leader, maybe I should read this. Cool. Please, Commissioner. Evidence leader present evidence in a formal process, such as in a disciplinary or commission of inquiry. Their role is to assist a committee or tribunal by organizing leading evidence, which hearing witness, interviewing them, presenting their evidence in a clear and structured way. Unlike a prosecutor, because now, even when he spoke about he gave us this thing to go and read, that me and the legal team should go through it. Now he comes and talk about the Richards Bay terminal. And I was not prepared, of which I also have a story to tell. That the coal that comes from there goes straight to Israel. There was people protesting in Richards Bay.
Mr. Mogotsi, can you please try to confine yourself to the question of the oath and giving an explanation? Now you appear to be attacking the role of the evidence leader. I'm not quite sure how that relates to how you value or do not value an oath, and why, as you admit, you told a lie in your affidavit, which is annexed here as a exhibit CJC 44. Can you please, I'm giving you all the leeway to explain yourself with regard to the lie that you admittedly told. But please don't veer off to a whole lot of other issues.
Thank you, Commissioner. Then it means, commissioners, we need to start at this particular point.
Dad, I'm a genius. We don't have to freeze anymore. I can make us penguins fly.
That's going to be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
How?
Come on, Dad. Just drink it.
But why? Why? It's 40 degrees below. Or did you think we're standing here for fun? Red Bull gives you wings, but only if you drink it.
My conscious, when signing this affidavit, I took an oath in front of that particular police officer, that commissioner of oath, knowing that it's a lie in executing my duties. That's correct, Commissioner.
Want to suggest to you, Mr. Mogotsi, and hopefully, and depending on the answer that you give, this is the last point I'm making at this stage. I want to suggest to you that oath is meaningless to you, and have no reason to believe that the one you took before us here means anything to you. You comment on that?
No comment, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Mogotsi.
Mr. Mogotsi, maybe just to complete this topic. Yesterday you discussed with Mr. Chaskalson the judgment, the Northwest judgment, and you remember the conversation about on the topic of agency. That in your affidavit you had said one thing, and then in your replying affidavit you were making corrections there where you referred to August. In fact, you meant to refer to September. You remember that conversation?
That's correct, Commissioner.
And all of that is covered in paragraphs 9, 10, 11, and 12, sorry, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, in those paragraphs of the judgment. Now, you pay the attorneys in August, in September, right? You remember that. If you to advance, just to remind you that you paid the attorneys on the 10th of August 2023. You paid Dau Matsimela attorneys. And then again on the 19th of September, you made another payment, but the first payment is August. In August already, the 10th. This payment would have been was for this litigation. This first payment. That was your evidence.
That's what I answered yesterday, Commissioner.
Yeah, you said you paid this towards this litigation because a decision had already been made that this matter should be litigated.
Yes, that's what I said. And I said the appointment letter was not yet out. Based on the information from the whistleblower, that's when we started to know. That's correct.
Okay. And you said you became aware of the appointment letter when? I think you say in paragraph 7 that, no, sorry, in paragraph 9, rather, of the judgment, they did nothing after. You were criticized for doing nothing after the letter on 11 August 23. And then in your correction, you said the letter you became aware of it in September.
That's when the letter came. Tangibly, like being.
So what were you paying the attorneys for?
I said there was information And, as I was speaking, if commissioners can remember yesterday,
Yes.
I said, and this Brown Mogotsi Foundation, they did the payment that we have requested assistance. And I further said, because of the whistleblower who showed that the process, internal process, without the appointment letter, who confirmed that so and so has been appointed. He did that during the month of August. And with that information, whether the lawyers were paid or not, there was no way you could bring an agent application until you get a proof that this so and so has been appointed. That's the reason.
Yes, but you see, the judgment says your affidavit says you only approached the lawyers in September. It says so in your affidavit.
Correct. That's correct.
You say I approached the lawyers, the legal representatives during September.
That's correct.
Once you've got the letter.
Yes, that's correct.
But we know from the payment that already in August you had approached them without the letter.
That's correct. But there was no way you could give them full instructions without the appointment letter.
Yes, so it's not correct in your affidavit, in your replying affidavit, where you said to the court that I approached the legal representatives in September. Where I say August, it's a mistake because that's what you said in your affidavit. You said to the court, where in the founding affidavit, I said I approached the lawyers in August. That's a mistake. I, in fact, approached them in September. You remember that's what happened,
I remember.
right? But the proof of payment, that schedule on page 2, shows that you actually approached the lawyers in August already.
It means when the date that should be considered is when we have full instructions. Whether the money is with the lawyers in January and you get full instructions in June, that's the only time you can be able to go to court. Perhaps in the affidavit, there's only an omission that says we're supposed to have said we approached our legal team when we have full instructions in September. Perhaps that's what should have been said.
You did not tell the court. The point I'm checking with you is the issue of agency was important and you understood that because otherwise you would not have been hacked, right? If the matter was considered not to be urgent. What I'm putting to you is the court was misled when it was told that you only approached the lawyers in September, when in fact you approached the lawyers in August. We know that from these documents.
It's true, Commissioner, but
Yes.
what would the lawyer do in August if there were no full instructions? There was nothing that.
No, I'm not arguing there what would the lawyers do. I'm just clearing the fact of what was not true. Where you had initially been honest with the court that the lawyers were approached in August. And when the issue of agency was taken up, you then in your replying affidavit said, I'm correcting this. In fact, it was in September. So on just the judgment, it looks like, in fact, in another affidavit, which was not about you being a contact or an informer, in an affidavit before court, in an agent application, you actually misled the court into believing that you approached the lawyers for the first time in September, when in fact you did so in August. That's all I'm establishing with you.
Perhaps, Commissioner, you should understand. There is a second payment in September. It shows that the first payment would have been a deposit. Irrespective and approaching an attorney without full instructions, it's not like there's nothing the attorney will do until all instructions are being paid up and submitted all the evidence. Now, it may be an issue of how lawyers are writing, and the commission should take into cognizance. Commissioners, I do not even have metric. And when you have a lawyer who prepares documents for you, you
Stroll is always on our case. He's like the new
as a layman,
who left.
a
It's the new
lawyer
some.
may still contextualize things in a understanding of
Yeah,
this.
I know she can't.
But what we know is the deposit was paid That whether approached or not approached,
Too bad.
perhaps in front of the court, to approach the court means he must have full instructions. But by then there were no full
I
instructions.
can't say.
On a separate topic, we also discussed yesterday with Mr. Chaskalson that Mr. Matala was I think he provided assistance in this court application. You remember that?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we know this court application was in 2023. So you met him before September 2024. You started interacting with him, with Mr. Matala.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
What was the nature of that relationship such that he comes and advises you on litigation? What was the nature of your relationship?
As business people, commissioners,
They
he did not come. Remember, we were talking.
We're not moving anything. Yeah.
And
You're just
as
missing that
business
one.
people, you can discuss anything. It doesn't require a particular relationship to talk about anything. If you are known, maybe in Durban, being a successful businessman, you happen to meet. I don't think there is anything wrong if I should call the businessman in Durban and say, hey, we are having this situation. Local businesses or companies are crying. Can't you help us? At that time, he only gave us ideas.
So he called you out of the blue because
I called him.
you called him.
That's correct, Commission.
You knew him from where when you called him? And I'm asking because until your evidence yesterday, I was under the impression that the first time you had anything to do with him from your evidence was September 2024. And yesterday you conceded that in October already, 2023, you had some dealings with him. So I'm trying to understand the nature of your relationship with him.
There was no any dealings. It's a person that I knew, and that's it. I did not even know. I was not even that much close to him, but I could talk to him, and the issue here was to get assistance on assisting those local business people.
What kind of assistance were you looking for? He's not a lawyer, at least I think. Mr. Madlanga is not a lawyer, and you are preparing a court application. What assistance did you?
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, Commissioner. But business people came to me requesting me to help them to go to court. It is not about being an attorney or a lawyer. When someone needs or ask or any kind of, when you engage, a person can hear, or this person can help me.
So you no, what I'm asking is you called Mr. Matala. I think that's what you've just said now.
That's correct.
And I'm saying, well, he's not a lawyer, so help us understand. Why did you call him? And what were you expecting from a non-lawyer will say to you about an application to court?
Commissioners, I called him, talking to him, and if you tell him of a scenario of what is happening in Mahike at that time, he will just give you some ideas what to do. It's not that you approach him knowing that he has legal background or something. But it is a norm in most of the cases for any businessman to talk to big business people. Like, he's a big businessman. There's nothing wrong to talk to him.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chisholm.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Mogotsi.
Anyway,
I've listened quietly and
If you know what you're doing.
testimony. There's a few things that need to clarify, and I need really short answers because I want to give Mr. Chaskalson his time back. So from 10 o'clock, I'm hoping that he will have his time back. Chair asked you about the oath and whether you consider in the 2025.
Just like Epcot.
If your residential address is Shawelo, Soweto. Have you ever lived in Shawelo, Soweto?
correct.
When?
In 1997, Malo Street Shower.
In?
Malo Street Shower.
When did you live there?
1990, in the 90s. So we held the funeral at home. It's a home.
In February 2025, you did not live in Shawela, Soweto.
In 2025.
Yes, February 2025.
That's correct. It's also my second home in Johannesburg.
Okay, I will leave it there. In your affidavit, in your statement, 50, you say you were an Umkhonto Wesizwe operative in 1993.
Now, one difficult one for me is fruitful.
In the SDU.
Yes.
Fruitful.
SDU
Yes,
was
I knew
the
Fruitful
organization
was amazing.
in South Africa. I never went outside as Umkhonto.
Wait for my question. Were you ever an Umkhonto Wesizwe operative?
Yes, in the SDU, that's correct. Umkhonto Wesizwe had SDU, self-defense unit.
You know that Umkhonto Wesizwe was disbanded in 1993.
Yes, I'm aware.
So, as a 13-year-old, you would have been an Umkhonto Wesizwe operative in the SDU in 1993 as a 13-year-old.
No, I was not 13 years old. I know you, Commissioner, you are bringing it on the basis of
So that's another lie in the affidavit when you said you were born in August 1979. That's another.
No, it's not a lie. My date of birth, it's in the Home Affairs. My mother knows. I was born in 1977. It is just an era of 1979 from the Home Affairs. And from the Home Affairs Commissioner, we have tried in so many ways to rectify that. At the moment, you cannot say I was born in 1979, and then when someone wants your ID number, then you put 1977.
Mr. Mogotsi, it's your affidavit which you signed, and you say in that affidavit, I was born in August 1979.
That's correct, Commissioner.
So that is incorrect. You were not born in August 1979.
Yeah.
I was born. It's not that it's incorrect. I'm saying due to the ID number, my ID number is incorrect from the Home Affairs. The Home Affairs. And I grew up like that. Actually, I was born in September 1977, 22 September, not August. But the era that came from the Home Affairs, there was no way I could reverse and change it.
Let's move on from that. Do you have any form of policing training? Formal policing training?
No.
No. Do you have any form of intelligence gathering training? Any formal training?
To premier.
Understand training? Yes. Formal, you mean with qualifications?
Yes.
No.
You don't have qualifications?
No. The training was different.
Do you have any form of qualification that involves forensic investigations?
No.
No. Now you want this commission to believe that in 2020, you were hired to investigate irregularities within crime intelligence.
Commissioner, that is a fact. An irregular task was given to me, and for the commission more clarity. It's not the first time. I just could not put. It's not in the statement. It was not the first time I was. Even the pre-1994 arrangement, as you said, the ANC was disbanded in 1993. You will have a class. You will have a class. You will be sent to do certain things. You will have a class. You will be sent from one place to another place. You will be tasked, look at this car, look at these people from KZN, or look at whatever that was required. And after that, you will be tasked.
So that is counterintelligence training to look at cars.
No, no, Commissioner. Commissioners, I took this opportunity last time together with my lawyers. Because now the questions we are posing, as far as I've said, I'm an agent, I cannot deliberate more than that. I cannot go deeper and deeper into that on my side. We took senior counsel Churchillson to meet with my hospital. He explained to him when I was registered and what happened after deregistration. And it's not only him. I also did job with the mission between 2006 and 2008, proper one, with the former divisional commissioner, General Bob Madlanga. As I was saying earlier here, to corroborate information into evidence. If one is allowed,
let me interrupt you, Ms. Mogotsi. I said short answers. I don't want you to go to 2008. I want to give Mr. Cheskelson his time back. Lastly, you said to Chair, you want this commission to believe that you are a contact agent. That's what you said in your response to the Chair. Do you accept that as we are sitting here today, you have not provided this commission with any supporting documents that confirm, wait for the question. You have not supported this commission with any supporting documents. Confirm your version that you are conducting investigations as a contact agent. We have nothing in front of us. You say you were in Kenya. We don't have your flight tickets. We don't have the communication between you and the person in Kenya. You say you called him on your cell phone. You say you followed Kat Matala to Durban. We don't have your flight tickets. You did not take photos of this place you followed him to. So there's absolutely nothing before us that supports the version that you conducted any of these investigations that you are mentioning. Are you at least prepared to accept that before us as we are sitting here today? Sure. Other than your statement and your say so, there are no documents that support the version that you are a contact agent and you conducted these investigations. Yes or no?
the question is very unfair. You say I have nothing. I just said to you, commissioners, a contact agent, you will never find any identity of a contact agent. You will never. In this whole room, I am a state agent. I'm a contact agent. You will never find a document written contact agent. And as I say, I took
Mr.
senior counsel to the
not,
hospital.
not a document that says contact agent, a document that shows that you conducted these investigations that you claim you were busy with.
No, commissioners, senior counsel will have to answer on that. He met with my co-handler, and I believe they'll provide my file because when you work, you report. You give your handler and you report, you give him information, and all that information stays with your handler. There is no way that I can bring papers and give to you. And logically, unless you say, Commissioner, unless Commission has this belief that I just came here to come and impress people. I said, I did section 252A, it is with Ludi Schnell. The commission found it there. I recorded someone and this happened. The commission found it there. I said there is Boko Haram's thing within the crime intelligence. I didn't tell you where to go. I can tell you now that you must go to the analysis department. You will find that thing there. That's how a contact agent works. You cannot find anything written. But I thought you, because I saw here in this bundle, there is a letter from crime intelligence. I thought we will talk about it. I just don't want to go to it before we get there. I'll answer about that. I'll provide you answers. Okay, you will never get a paper, anything, unless you meet with my co-handler who will provide you with a file.
Mr. Mogotsi, if you're not going to answer the question I'm asking you, maybe let's leave that there. I want to give Mr. Cheskelson his time back.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Chair. In fairness to Mr. Mogotsi, I must confirm that we did interview um, in a hospital a man describing himself as Mr. Mogotsi's co-handler with the name that has been shown to you. And he did confirm that he had been running Mr. Mogotsi as an agent. We have certain questions we'd like to ask that man, but we're waiting for him to recover from his health condition.
Thank you for that, Mr. Shaskelson.
Mr. Mogotsi, I want to talk today about your signal communications with the minister. And to begin with, I want to put to you the proposition that Signal is a more secure app than WhatsApp. Would you accept that?
It's not, repeat the question, Congressman.
That Signal is a more secure app, secure against against interception than WhatsApp.
It's correct.
And it's an app that is generally used for clandestine communications.
I don't know about that.
Well, you are an agent, are you not?
I know of Telegram.
Telegram.
That's what you're saying. Yes.
Do you use Telegram in your clandestine communications?
It is used, yes.
And I know it is used, but I'm asking, do you use it?
I sometimes use it, correct.
And do you have access to a Telegram account that you could share with the Commission?
Not at the moment.
Why is that?
It's a long time that I did not use it.
So you haven't used Telegram since when?
Depending on the mission, for that particular purpose, I'll use Telegram. If there is nothing related or needed for that top classification information, I will not use it.
When last did you use Telegram?
I can't remember.
Was it this year, last year?
I can't remember.
Mr. Mogotsi, you must have a broad sense of when last you used Telegram. I mean, maybe at tea time you can open your phone and look at what your Telegram account says.
Yeah, maybe I can look for it, commissioners. But what I'm saying, and all these phones are new, you need to know. And there are reasons. There are reasons why one will stop using a certain app. Like in the case of Telegram, there were very few people using it in the network. Everyone will use a WhatsApp or Signal.
So when you stopped using Telegram, what platform did you use for your clandestine messaging?
Including WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
That's correct.
But you communicated with the minister on Signal. Was that his choice?
It's not his choice. I also downloaded the Signal because he was using Signal.
Sorry, I didn't hear your first half of that answer. You also
downloaded Signal.
You downloaded Signal.
Yes, he's using Signal. He was using Signal also.
Yes. Did you download it for the purpose of communicating with the minister?
Not only that, then other few people also.
Do you remember when you downloaded Signal?
I can't remember.
When the minister, did you have Signal on your phone when you first started communicating with the minister?
I really cannot remember, commissioners. You know, I'm saying most of the time I'm using the WhatsApp. And some of the apps, like you are referring to Signal, I don't know if, I believe I downloaded it somewhere last year, the Signal. And as you scroll the phone, you'll start seeing people who are also using Signal. Then that's when you start greeting a person to say, hey, are you on Signal? I'm also on Signal.
But presumably the minister is also on WhatsApp.
That's correct.
Why did you communicate with him on Signal?
We also communicated on WhatsApp. It was not only on Signal. Like I said, when you scroll the phone, you start seeing people who are using Signal.
I understand that, but why did you choose to communicate with the minister on Signal? Why did you send Signal messages to the minister rather than WhatsApps?
You start seeing him using your Signal and you greet and say, hello, are you also on Signal? Then you start talking. There's no specific reason that we must talk on Signal.
So you use WhatsApp and Signal interchangeably?
That's correct. When I'm just that I don't have Signal anymore also.
And if I understood you correctly, that when you went on to Signal, you realized that the minister was also on Signal, so you reached out to him on Signal.
That's correct.
Can we go to the first Signal text I want to discuss with you? It's at page 52. Page 52 of the Annex bundle.
That's correct.
And we touched on it, I think, 2 days ago. You'll recall just below Monday, December 23, so it's 23 December 2024, that would have been, you sent the minister a message saying, we got a breakthrough. Do you recall that?
This is not true. I'm looking at this at the wrong bundle, sorry.
Page 52.
5-2.
Annexures bundle. I was looking at the exhibits bundle also, Mr. Mogotsi.
That's correct.
Now, in relation to this breakthrough, can we assume that it related to something that you and the minister had been discussing at the time? Because it would be odd for you just to text the minister of police out of the blue to say, we've got a breakthrough. He must have known what you were talking about.
You know, after our engagement commissioners about this chat, I went and checked. I really, in bringing all these chats and pieces together, I cannot really find a way to contextualize this message because I forgot what we were talking about.
So you can't recall what you and the minister were talking about in late December 2024? How many conversations did you have with the minister in 2024?
23, Mr. Chairman.
2024, it's the 23rd of December 2024.
Communications I had with the minister.
I mean, how regularly were you talking about with the minister that you can't recall what you were talking about?
Yeah, we would talk not so many times, but with this one, because I remember we were talking over the phone. We got a breakthrough. I can't remember what was this about.
What topics did you discuss with the minister when you spoke to him in that period when you were speaking to him?
It will be, you mean the period we are here on
I'm
this?
talking about, if I understood your version, and I think it broadly tallies with that of the minister and the chief of staff, you were in touch with him from, I think it was September 2024, they say, and we've seen that that communication ran on, at least through Signal, into January 2025. What sort of topics were you addressing with the minister?
It will be political topics, except the other message that I sent to him regarding what we discussed last time here about the constitutional court judgment. But the other time we'll only talk about political things.
You see, Ms. Poy has pointed out to me that when we asked you this question, when you were discussing this text 2 days ago, you said it was about Stilfontein. There was a breakthrough in Stilfontein.
In the one about the Stilfontein, we were talking about the arrest when he asked, was the arrest effected? If you remember, I said, there I can still remember we were talking about the Stilfontein.
But this breakthrough wasn't about Stilfontein that you can remember.
Could have said if it was, because me and him, that time we were talking about a community meeting which was held at Stilfontein, and the community were looking for that suspect, and he was never arrested. So I can't remember this breakthrough. What was it about?
You see, yesterday the chief of staff of the minister was in parliament, and he was also just talking about Stilfontein. Everyone was talking about Stilfontein. Did you see the evidence of the Stilfontein from the chief of staff?
I can't hear the question, Commissioner.
The chief of staff was in parliament, the minister's chief of staff, Mr. Nkabinde. He was testifying at parliament yesterday. And when he was asked about this contact that you had, and in particular meetings you had with the minister, everything was about Stilfontein.
Yes, I didn't hear him, but yes, the minister was in Stilfontein, and I was also there.
You see, I want to put to you that you know that this breakthrough had nothing to do with Stilfontein. It had to do with something else.
Unless commissioners, you know what is that? No, I can't remember.
Let me take you through the chats.
Here it comes, yes, are you ready now? Here it comes, yes, here it comes, here it comes. Here it comes, yes, are you ready now? Here it comes, yes, are you ready? Here it comes, here it comes.
A pause can change the way you see things. Take a moment with the strong revitalizing taste, Jogo. Now available in 100% pure rooibos.
I mean, I actually want you to take them out of the file because I'm going to take you somewhere else in the file, and I want you to be able to look at both the same. Because this is a rare situation where we actually know what you were doing on the 23rd of December at 10:34. Can you go to page 45? And at the top of the page, you will see at exactly the same time, 23rd of December, 2024, 10:34, you were on the phone. You, in fact, called Kat Matlala. You called him at 10:34:40, but the call may not have gone through because at 10:34:59, Kat Matlala called you back.
That's correct.
And then at 10:35, you texted him iPad guy name. Does that help you remember what the breakthrough was?
No, it doesn't go together, this one. Because even when he said the iPad guy, when I wanted the name of the iPad guy, he never gave me that name. And that's even if he had given me, he would probably say that was the breakthrough. But he never gave me the name.
Sorry, Mr. Mogotsi, I must ask you to answer these questions as an honest witness, not as an operative trying to pursue an operation at this point. You texted the minister at 10:34.
Mm,
And you texted the minister saying, we got a breakthrough.
that's correct.
At 10:34, you had just come off a call, 2 calls in fact,
Yeah,
from Mr. Matlala.
that's correct.
And after you texted the minister at 10:34, less than a minute after, because 10:35 exactly, you text back to Mr. Matlala, iPad guy name.
That's correct. But you see, in this situation, it happens to everyone. When you are chatting with someone and then you receive another call, when you answer that call, the particular person will start chatting to you. It has nothing to do with the breakthrough, unless if the iPad guy's name was given to me and I say, yes, we've got a breakthrough. It was not.
Mr. Mogotsi, I have to put to you that your answer in this regard is false, but let's go through the texts. Let's go back to page 52. See what happens later on the 24th of December, on the 23rd of December. The minister calls you back at 11:23. You often get called by the minister.
Commissioner?
Do you often get called by the minister?
Yeah, you do call me, but you'll find that if we have spoken that day and you continue what we're talking about, probably you can call me.
I see. He really seemed to want to get hold of you because he called you twice.
That's correct.
Called you again at 14:49.
That's correct.
And you still can't recall what he was calling about.
I thought, Commissioner, I can't recall. I thought you'd go to the 24th and he asked me about the arrest. You see, if
sorry, Mr. Mogotsi, I must ask you these questions as they
call,
you can't recall. Let me help you again. Go back to page 45. The minister has called you at 14:49. You've had a conversation with him, apparently. No. Go to 52, or you can look behind you at 52, or look to your left at 52, and you'll see that there's an incoming call from the minister at 14:49.
That's correct.
And then 7 minutes later, if we go to page 45,
right,
we see that you've sent Mr. Matlala this message at 10:35 saying iPad guy name, and he hasn't come back to you. So 7 minutes after the minister calls you, you send him another message. My brother, any news from iPad?
Yes, I can see that, yeah, that's correct.
Why were you so anxious to get iPad news from Mr. Matlala? Was it that you didn't want to disappoint the minister?
No, the minister did not want the iPad guy. It is me who wanted the iPad guy. It is me who was pushing Kat to give me the iPad guy. And I'm still repeating, commissioners, unless if I send a message, we got a breakthrough, on the other side, we find that Kat has given me the iPad guy's name. Probably that would be the iPad, that would be the breakthrough. That's what will relate to the message of the breakthrough.
But then, sorry, I'm not understanding your answer. Are you saying that the breakthrough would be a breakthrough if Kat had told you who the iPad guy was?
I'm saying the message that you say, I remember, and it is linked to my communication with Kat and the minister, would have made sense that the portion where I say we got a breakthrough would have made sense because you imply that I was looking for the iPad guy, simultaneously I was talking to the minister, with our communication differs in seconds. If there was a breakthrough, it means it would have been that iPad guy. So it is not, and I cannot remember this message.
Well, let me suggest you another breakthrough that there may have been. You may have been told that there are grounds to arrest members of the PKTT for assaulting, allegedly assaulting Mr. Matlala when they arrested him on the 6th of December. And you may have reported that to the minister as a breakthrough.
Probably that would be a prophecy from somewhere.
That could be.
maybe someone prophesizing. Me, it's not that.
You did by this stage know that Mr. Matlala was alleging that he had been assaulted, he and his wife had been assaulted on the 6th of December.
Yes, I did. And even if those people could have been arrested, there was no need for me to tell the minister.
I see. Well, let's look at the texts again.
And also, there was a missed call.
You've asked Mr. Matlala still on the 23rd of December at 14:46, my brother, any news from IPID?
That's correct.
Don't get a reply from him. So you call him at 15:39 on that day.
I'm not trying to prove any kind of points up to that. Like I said,
That's correct.
Why would you be calling him? You also called him at 15:40. We see lower down.
Me and Kate were talking.
You've asked him twice for details of an IPID guy early in the day and he hasn't got back to you.
Yes, he didn't come back to me.
Will you accept that the probabilities are that when you're calling him, you're looking for that IPID guy?
No, there won't be. It would have been the possibility, but if I don't remember, I don't remember. But I'm still saying I was looking for the iPad guy, and the possibility may be that, of course, I was looking for the iPad guy. But it's not easy to convey a message verbally to someone on those things. It's easy to say any iPad guy because I wanted the name. So I would want him probably to type it or to get something tangible.
So, and he hasn't yet told you who the IPID guy is?
He didn't tell me. You'll see in our chats, in some of the chats, he do acknowledges that the iPad guy could not help him and he was not brave enough. It's written in one of the messages. Yeah, there you go. On page 47, he said, on page 47, if you go there, I asked him, iPad guy can be a breakthrough. It's me saying that.
We'll come to that in due course.
He answered, there's a bit of a hurdle there, but I'll fill you in. Then I said, will it work? It never worked.
Mr. Mogotsi, we'll get to, I promise you'll have an opportunity to explain that, chat, because the word that you use calls for some explanation. But we'll get there in due course. I want to take this chronologically. Let's see what the next stage of these proceedings is. On the 24th of December, if we go back to page 53 and your WhatsApps to the minister, you see on Tuesday, the 24th of December at 1919, it's the minister who's initiating contact again, and he says, was the arrest effected?
This I remember.
And what do you say this was?
In the Stilfontein.
We're back with Stilfontein now.
That's correct.
Okay, I want to put it to you that that's false, and you know it's false.
It's not false, it's true. It's me who was talking to the minister. There's no way you can know that.
Sorry, no one was talking to the minister here. This was the minister texting you.
Yes, I'm saying it is me who was chatting with him. And it's me who was in contact with him. There is no way a third person can say, I'm lying, it's not true. We were talking about something else. It's true what is that you see here.
And she was updating my profile.
Let's see how you respond to the minister.
How to do that.
First of all, we see that you did actually respond. Can we just stay on 53? There was a response that you sent on Tuesday, December the 24th. We can see the top, that little blue line at the top represents a message that would have come from you, but we can't see what its content was because it's obscured by the sign that says signal message. So we know you responded, and that you responded on Tuesday, December the 24th. We just don't know what you said.
Yes, but I believe you, commissioners, this is most downloadable from the IPs, from the iPhone 16. It's supposed to come out clear. I don't know why is it like this.
Sorry, Mr. Mogotsi, this is a screenshot that you yourself took of your communications with the minister, then WhatsApped it to Mr. Mogotsi. Mr. Madlanga.
I know Mr. Matala. Yeah, but I responded there to say, no. I know we're talking.
You know you're talking.
I'm assuming it was done properly, but then you know when
You know
the 39
that was about school.
that
That's correct.
Who was arrested?
so is it possible to manually populate
Like I said,
from the
we were
IRP
looking for a
from the
suspect.
IRP that I sent you?
After a community meeting, he asked me if there was the arrest was. Then I called, also called him to say.
Okay. Do you think this is something that I can do myself? Just like go in there, click start.
Of course, if we had access to your signal chats, all of this would be resolved. But it seems that you no longer have access to your signal.
During our interaction with the office, one of the investigators told me that I should do certain things to access.
I don't think I do.
I'm going to try to.
So,
No,
look, even if you're not doing it from, you think I can open up my laptop now and you can guide me through it. You know.
Reconstruct your signal account.
By the
Yeah,
way,
let me search them. I'm gonna check in the videos that they did before.
I believe that
No, doctor said we have.
no, I'm not before we do. It's going to be.
He said we must put better result.
No, but
Doctor said the one who said
we're looking at here.
Yeah,
Something
that's why I'm saying.
I think that front
guide
meeting
me through it. Can I
this is a
become
screenshot signal communications
Is
that
it
you
a-
sent to Mr. Madlanga.
it includes videos, no?
all right?
Yeah.
It will also help me.
Would help you to have your signal back.
No, in these proceedings, like these messages which one cannot cite, there won't be a time where someone say I'm putting to you that you were talking about something. If the signal can wipe, that question will not, that statement will not come.
The signal would help both of us, I suspect.
Can I,
before we leave this text, the minister says, was the arrest effected? That's quite formal language. Is that how the minister speaks?
I don't know the formal and informal. Business side.
Hello.
Well, book is away, and
Literally saying if this is formal.
like I said.
So he isn't saying were they arrested or did they make an arrest?
Yeah.
He's saying was the arrest effected?
In the imping of the Stelford Day.
Yeah, go on. Are
Can you give us some details of this Stilfontein arrest that has now
26.
Who was the suspect? Was the suspect ever arrested? Sorry, you don't know. So we can assume that December 2025, 2024, the suspect wasn't arrested.
No, that time was not arrested. Just July 6.
No, I can understand that, but I'm very curious about these Stilfontein stories. Who was the suspect? What was the suspect in the
I don't know what's been stable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
person was never arrested?
No, the conference. Only one.
So when you
I think you can check them.
sent a text to the minister saying it didn't relate to the
Conference.
Zamazamas because he's still at large.
Sure.
That's what I was saying. If it was, I would have said yes, it was the Zamazamas. So since there was no any arrest, I cannot link the two messages.
So the breakthrough wasn't about the Zamazamas.
Can't remember.
It was through the Jews.
Yeah, probably.
To grow wealth here and send it there. Create a life across borders to provide an education for your children. Yes, you'll need the right partner. For 30 years, Sable International has built deep expertise in simplifying global mobility, letting our clients build they care about most, their futures beyond borders.
Before the ministers texted you, 1919, you've called Mr. Madlanga at 1405.
Where you say the minister, is it the same?
And remember, the minister calls you, sorry, the minister texts you. Before the minister texts you.
Yes, but that means it's the second.
Your communications with the minister are pages 52 and 53. So on the 24th at 1405, you'd had an audio call with Mr. Madlanga. The minister then asks if an arrest has been effected at 19. That's page 3. And nothing comes back from Mr. Madlanga. But you at 3 minutes past 11 on Christmas Eve, Mr. McLeod. Was that because you were very anxious to find out about the minister on Christmas present?
Business, I don't know how will this be. The two messages, the two communications between myself and the minister do not really apply to the messages of and about the Christmas present, I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see what happens on Christmas Day. Just almost 8:45 on Christmas morning. You send Mr. McLeod WhatsApp. He was missed. What happened? So on Christmas Day, you are still badgering Mr. McLeod. If you
So this meeting now.
we go down a little bit. To 9:18 on Christmas Day on page 47.
How ready?
9:18. Towards the bottom of page 47. You got it? Send Mr. McLeod a message. The message says they took through. Does that work through?
Forward. For why? That's time consuming. No, not like that. Yes, must be like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
It will help him to deal with the police.
No,
his wife,
what do you consider?
particularly for me, wanted to know the hybrid person.
Only one person can touch my hand.
Because he could do wonders. The way he told me he could deal with
Some of us just got
I
points.
wanted to know him. He was telling me that guy could do wonders.
You do that yourself.
And what are these orders due to?
That one, wow.
This particular guy was able to she's to
Nice.
things by this person.
Let's go and check for the body. Is it just a coincidence that you use breath and you taste what scale? Because
Yeah, ono mabolelang ka stakeholders ke bone
let's
create
until we get 27
me just download it. Hey, amor to nyaka footage. To nyaka le footage straight. So.
What's it here? Can we revive my and then pro what Saturday?
page 52.
Nigga says he made me like nine Kalanya. I don't wanna lie. But I say that one. I know.
The one
I will not go for
on the 27th of December, you sent Mr.
I feel it, Brian. Oh, we're not done China. I saw you. Yeah, man. But faithful.
Ah, it's it. I'll play sharp of it.
What you have 52 53 your signature to the minister.
Yeah, once. Things you and I'm sure go 1 hour. I don't.
Right through the arrest.
Yeah. I did with you, bro.
Send that one word message to
Sin against things.
ministers.
You will aim tomorrow and come to work. I woke up with my injured. Can you what you're doing there in the
Mysterious.
I'll fall in love with you. Follow you with the most. And then if I keep
Escape of
And secondly, I would like to say
was the case and they were charged. It's because
Which minute is that?
it's based here in Pretoria.
2 minutes.
Yes, as I was talking, baby, this
2 minutes.
you're talking me and people on the phone.
No stress. It will be cooked. It will be cooked. If I
This guy can, as I was telling him,
One, two, one, two.
one
come on.
he tell that guy wanted
Can I just clarify what you're saying now? Mr.
Oh.
told you that he knew this guy Kingpin to escape.
yes.
Is this the same story as that operation? Sorry, hang on a minute.
You know, I think we can get a lot of footage from that G20.
with Colonel Maluleke that you
Yeah, it had recent
with the Nkabis that
current
when
footage.
you
And when they're in the halls with the minister and
This is a different situation. We are talking about yes,
there were two videos done, I think, G20 that we. Yeah, it's right. But I think we're gonna cut it somewhere, man. Happy she's repeating. You, I mean you, the people.
It's fine with we can chop it then. The problem is when you chop it then.
That's what she wanted.
Lining with something that you chopped out there, then it's not there anymore.
Doesn't sound
Yeah, just do it. Then you give them, then they want to chop something.
Mr. McClellan would traverse a very wide range of subjects, but never touch the school container.
Yeah, wellness campaign.
I see. So you're suggesting that it's just an incident that when you send the minister's communication to you, to Mr. McClellan, you just happened, unfortunately, to follow it up with a one-line message saying iPad. That message was sent 4 minutes later.
But iPad has always been our story.
See.
I think
No, fam, it's just a sneeze, man. In a much chewy, fam.
For the commission's information, those police who were charged, they are still.
You know what I'm saying?
Their disciplinary hearings have just.
And indeed, as a people, for me, the people of Vienna are very important.
You say
Stability, they have inhabitants.
20 minutes later from Mr. McClellan, he says, let me know when you get back.
Oh shit.
And then
that influence.
I bet she wasn't prepared. We literally caught her off guard.
12:37.
Industry, business
Needs to have He uses that same phrase.
Let me tell you about what, in my view, and as a come together.
It is an English word. It's quite
Kenya in the
Yeah, but we didn't tell him what to write.
and what this should be and shall
Yes,
be
so
very
it's another one of the inexplicable, unfortunate coincidences that he just happens to use the same formal language as the minister does when it comes to describing the process of arrest.
And I want to say that we want to be nuancing,
Not like
nuancing these seven
maybe
verdicts
just
to
because
first and foremost put up
just
collaboration.
maybe from what I send him, or is an English that came to him that time. It's just an English word.
I see, because he then goes on to use what sounds like his own English when he says he's saying he can't do arrest if there's no J20, J88 to prove assault.
That's correct.
And my wife is not keen to open up an assault case. The guards who were assaulted at
7 years that we have within the country and the continent, Africa. So please,
The former
take office and check the external wealth that we work with and structures.
it's usual.
Cognizant of the external wealth
Kids need to
that we work with.
if he types his sentences in full, he like typing formally. That's how he types, unlike me. So his English is very, very fluent.
Is he can't do arrest a formal description in this sentence that's typed in full?
I can't understand the question, Commissioner.
You're saying when he types in full, he likes to use formal English, but in this paragraph where he types in full,
What's that?
first he says the case needs to have assault for him to effect arrest. Mirror. Then he says, they will do arrest if there's no authority.
That's rap different.
Mr. McLeod's usual formal style. Wrapping up on sentences.
Yeah, but this is how it's written. I don't know if commissioners was he expected to repeat effect arrest so that the English could be proper?
You were the one who said he writes formally when he writes in long sentences.
Yeah, and formally, commissioners, you cannot repeat the sentence, the words. Like here, he doesn't even say to open a case. If it's me, I would write two in a number, and I'll open up an assault case. I would have just said a criminal case. But I'm trying to show you that he even put a comma. That's very formal. Right. The guards who were assaulted at my house, everything is formal. How he types.
You see, Mr. McLeod, what I'm going to put to you is that it is absolutely clear from these checks that what you and the minister were discussing on 23 and 24 December was the possible arrest of PKTT members by IPID in relation to the events during the 6th December operation at Mr. McLeod's house.
No, it was not a discussion. It was not a discussion. It is. He gave me the keys, man. He left it like that. Not be that I can discuss the arrest of these PKTT members with the minister. To be clear with you, I know who can arrest and who yes that will have to arrest the PKTT. I cannot even think that I can rely on Clara to get me a PKTT arrest. I want the notion that you're saying.
Yeah, G20 Maman is the one that was
Why did you not feel
current footage.
They said it can be
Straight.
She said, one does any
I'm gonna take this
wanted to
restraint.
it's not the first time.
So what were you hoping to achieve through the audit?
Collaborate.
Who did you want the IPID guy to arrest?
Yeah.
No, but it's not. It was interesting.
Marcellus.
I wanted to know the
Why did you want to do an IPID?
so my investigation
Collaboration.
For what purpose?
this will never be understood as Commissioner. I wanted this particular guy. So we must work globally.
This particular IPID guy, the one who Mr. Matlala had been speaking to at a certain stage.
That's correct.
What was so special about that guy?
Let me just listen.
Commissioners, you know, I know
students and staff
I know a lot of
in many languages. We see you.
I know a lot of them.
So,
I did not need Matlala to help me find an iPad person who can effect any arrest. I said I wanted the iPad guy for my own purpose, whatever that I wanted him for, not what you are implying that we were planning that the iPad should arrest the PKT members.
But why then would IPID be a breakthrough in your own words?
I don't understand you. From the message that I said,
You send a message, IPID can.
Myself, I wanted the iPad guy. He wanted him to assist him to arrest people.
A university without a student is not a university. It may
For
as
me
well
to
be a
support
good
him,
NGO.
I must keep on saying,
Therefore, this
get this
student-centeredness
to get you
is
this.
very important to me. And so,
And what was going to be so special about this one iPad guy, as opposed to all of the other iPad guys?
and secondly,
See,
I would
I
like
need
us to be looking
to
at the
tell, I'm
partnerships.
opening another can as to what this particular iPad guy do according to Madlanga.
Right. Well, I put it to you that your version here is transparently false, but I'm not going to take it further.
Mr. Simpson, are you leaving this chat?
I'm leaving this chat, but I'm moving on to other signal chats, which will
I just need the witness to
Did you get the
clarify.
G20
Mr.
videos?
Mogotsi, whose
Two of
arrest
them.
were you discussing with Mr. Matala in the last chat on page 53? Because it does refer to somebody's arrest and it says the wife is not
Yeah.
willing to open an assault case. The guards who were assaulted must be subject. So whose arrest are you discussing? The PKT. The PKTT. Yes, yes. It was the PKTT.
you will recall later on that when you send Mr. Matala news the disbandment decision, you say the people who arrested that you speak to them. So it was the PKTT people. Then go to the next text, which also seems to be a text to the minister from you targeting the PKTT and its leadership. We go to page 57.
57.
57. And on the 31st of December at 11, you forward to Mr. Matlala a screenshot of another message that you have sent to the minister. And you're that we discussed this message yesterday. It's a message that refers to a constitutional court judgment in 20 December 2024. And you say to the minister, Minister, I'm going to get the case number and this judgment for you. This is the matter now, which in the severe or the minister can charge Kumalo and apply Rule 9 of the disciplinary hearing.
In our language, you say,
It took the Constitutional Court to release a man from a sentence to life imprisonment through a forced Section 204 conviction. Imagine, Comrade Sensel, after 30 years of democracy having this kind of policing. The good thing now is that these are not allegations, but a court judgment. We discussed this briefly again yesterday. And can you just run us through your reasoning as to why this would afford a basis for the charging of General Kumalo?
Nations that is working together. In our language, you say, umuntu
As we were discussing yesterday,
ngabantu, umuntu ke kabathu.
I did say
We need to do
the head of the PKT
my mentor.
should account.
And secondly, I would like us to
if this has been decided by the court.
Who told you about this case? Who told you about this case, this judgment?
I can't remember where I saw it.
I don't think this one and I
Can't remember who sent me that. It was on the news. On the 20.
You know, there's not a single mention of the PKTT or, in fact, General Kumalo in the judgment.
I was informed here yesterday by Madam Commission. And I thought it was the case.
You thought it was PKTT. Why did you think the minister would be interested in the idea of charging General Kumalo arising from this judgment, assuming you were right that it was the PPMT?
It was just so, which I even found it that it is probably the national commissioner or whoever who can charge them, not the minister.
It is about
What's interesting about what you write to the minister is
the new
that
vice chancellor of the University of Command.
what you write to him that I
But before
it's a
we do
bit
that,
interesting.
we need to acknowledge Prof.
The
Togomai,
first is
founding vice chancellor, for the hard work that she's done over the past 11
you
years.
say you're going
The
to get the
resilience
case number and this judgment for you. We got something proven by the court. Who's the we?
Me and people, we, I mean,
And as I come
whoever
together
sent me,
with my mentor, shall be looking up is to chart the way
even
forward.
when we speak, actually, me and the person who sent me that thing will refer to ourselves as we.
Yeah.
And even me when I
And we
speak
need
to the
more, as
minister,
much more as we can. And she said a lot. Said a most.
In the
So we include the minister.
and part of this should be and shall be
If you write to someone or if you say to someone, we have this, we should do that,
values that we
you're saying
7 is a
that
religious
person
number.
and yourself
I rather prefer 10,
are the we.
no,
which
not
is an
not
African number.
So this was not.
if the message
We want to be nuances. These
we
7
as the
values
people of
to
South Africa, we,
good outcome, collaboration,
So this is like the royal we.
and
We
look.
yeah, no, yes,
Next
we're
to that,
speaking on behalf of the whole South African nation.
no, whoever who has this particular interest that someone is being acquitted of them is subject to like who's that see this as an achievement.
But why would you write to the minister about this?
The minister, irrespective of even if this was relation to minerals, write to the minister of minerals. If it was about sports, you will write to the minister of sports.
When his
No,
personal
Marie, 10. You
signature.
know what? What she said, when she was
Only
speaking about
from
something,
who you were able to
she
find.
said 10. It's an African number. What of that? 10 million.
Then you say this is the matter now which either Sabia or the minister can charge Kumalo by denying a disciplinary hearing. So you're suggesting to the minister that he should discipline General Kumalo.
Yeah.
As a public, yes, as a South African, I was not the first person to suggest. Where we want accountability, you will even say, Minister, fire these people. Minister, do this.
My men.
But you're not an ordinary member of the public.
Looking at
Mr. Mogotsi, you're someone who the minister
the
has been
collaborations that
phoning on several
is
occasions
working
on
together.
WhatsApp, on Signal.
As a
In our
comrade,
language, you say
and it should not be misconceived that
and so to my
if
men.
someone is a comrade,
And secondly,
a comrade,
I would like us to
when
be
he
looking at
becomes a minister, is no more a comrade. You still call him, you still call you.
And in your testimony a few minutes ago, you said it may be the national commissioner to do the disciplining. But in this message, you didn't mention the national commissioner, you mentioned Sabia. Why did you mention Sabia?
I don't know why I mentioned Sabia.
No, Mr. Mogotsi, you do know why you mentioned Sabia. Why would you have mentioned Sabia?
Commissioners, if you know why I mentioned him, please be at liberty to tell the commission why.
I'm not saying I know, I'm saying that you know.
When you say I know, it means you know that I know.
Why on earth would you mention a deputy national commissioner in relation to the discipline of General Kumalo?
and secondly, I would like
What
us to be
could
looking
General
at
Sabia
the
have
partnership,
anything?
the collaborations that is
What
working.
relevance would General Sabia have to the disciplinary process?
No, I understand the question. Sorry for wasting the commission's time. The Deputy National Commissioner of Detection is, we like using the word the boss to both the Divisional Commissioner of Intelligence, the General. He is the immediate
saying that General Kumalo reports to General Sabir.
Definitely.
I think you're wrong in that regard. Is that what you thought?
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong. It's not a debate that we need to have with you. It's a legal fact that we can debate at the end of this commission.
This commission. The Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence is accountable to the DNC, to the Deputy National Commissioner.
Who told you this? Is that what General Sabir told you when in your meetings with him when he was handling your operation?
No, I know.
Is it what your handlers told you?
The excellence that we want to achieve in all of
I
it
can even say
is to
it's my handler,
chart
but
the
I
way
never
forward
take
during my
account
tenure in the next.
Deputy National Commissioner.
And part of this should be and shall be very much grounded in
They
the
are both
seven
lieutenant generals, but this one
values
is a
that we
divisional
have.
commissioner.
Seven is a religious number.
Divisional commissioner is
I prefer 10, which is an African number.
It's not a debate that I want to have
And I
with
want to say that we want to be enhancing
you.
front collaboration.
It's not a view. Deputy National the only person who's above the Deputy National Commissioner is the National
And
Commissioner.
look next to that,
Underneath the Deputy National Commissioner is the
cooperative
Divisional Commissioner.
Let's leave that there.
collaboration,
I just want to.
and look next to
Was the minister receptive to your suggestion that General Kumalo should be
Yes.
charged arising out of the
look at
Makala?
empathy.
It's quite clear in the message. He did not even respond.
Look next to that,
No, it's not clear in the
cooperative.
message that he did not respond. We don't know what happened in your signal communications with the minister, because this is the only piece of the screenshot we see.
No, I know he did not respond.
So he didn't respond at all to this message.
He never responded.
But he did respond to other messages later.
Like I say, he did not respond to this particular message.
I see. We do know, however, and get to it in due course, that he asked his chief of staff
It's fine.
to set up a meeting for you on the 3rd of February.
And it's just movement, penning left to right only.
The
It's
legislation.
penning movement.
The chief of staff testified yesterday, having looked at the minister's diary, that the minister had tasked him to set up a meeting for you and the minister on the 3rd of February.
Ah.
With some comrades, that's correct.
We'll get to that meeting a little later. Chair, I think I've run over time here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Let's adjourn and
Hey,
resume.
man, find it.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, it's fast. I'm telling you, man. It's a mission.
Or you find something, you go back, and you don't know where you got that from.
Yeah. What did she say?
Look next to that, cooperative.
Come in.
Left on the right.
There.
Right. That's it.
Ness, look. Ness, look at empathy. Towards
Yeah, that's it.
empathy towards ultimately having the excellence that
Excellent. Is it? It can't.
Around 1 gig.
Let me see. Collaboration.
I can go and make music then. Eh? Go and make an album down. Why? You saw the studio. A full complete one.
Hello?
Isn't that what I think it's still gonna be still
How's
is one.
fresh one?
Who's going to manage the studio?
Later. Yeah.
I don't care. No, you want to use. Eh? You don't care who's managing. You want
Yeah.
you can use without the money.
Yeah, we're doing that video live. Another video live.
What is here? Like
I'm just editing.
we're working
Did you
overnight.
take pictures for video?
I did. You want
Yeah, can I please see?
but isn't it this
I think a two.
Which will that sound?
Oh, it's the cinema one is the one that didn't take my films.
Hey,
First one. No.
It's too powerful. You
Yeah.
are they invested?
No, I can. No,
I don't think maybe it was.
yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
TV doesn't
Only
have
bedroom. No, only bedroom.
I was feeling the spread there. Okay, go there and go to
Oh,
like we're working overnight. We need to record the certain thing. When we go there, morning, go out with the complete album.
yeah.
Mm.
Don't come out until they were an album.
Yes.
Don't worry about remembering the lyrics, man.
and look next to that.
Sure.
Goodness, movie.
Oh, right.
Out in, out in, out.
Yeah.
Out in.
I think I've abused the G20 footage, man. Some changes. If I see my gogo, I cut. No, I think no, I think this one. This one will be like where she was mentioning
Going to remove that one. The one you put.
because the pictures pixelate them. I wanted this one. It's so recent.
With the G20. You can.
Yeah. No,
Maybe-
I agree. It's on
the-
campus.
the-
How many is it? No matter about. Then we cut here. Check that is small. Take here.
Yeah.
I had jet dot. All right. I to be.
So, I want to know that meeting.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. That guy. Okay, though.
Thank you.
Only survive.
Yeah.
The crew said you wanted to see him. What? Yeah. He's not coming back this week. Forget about it. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Nego for chance, bro. He's gone. Forget about it.
are you sure?
I'm sure. You'll complain. Or where's Doctor? Don't ask me. Again. Here's the chance. I'm on, bro. Yeah, I understand.
for the hard work that she's done over the past 11 years, the resilience and the product that we see all around from the work that she's done.
Yeah. No, man, needs a lot of cutaways, man. Man, I find them. I'm busy chopping over and eating.
Learn from you is collaboration.
See you. I'll see you and identify with you. This short message is about charting the way forward as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of that she's done. Let me tell you about what, in my view, and as I come together, first and foremost with my mentor, is to chart the way forward during my tenure in the next 5 years. And part of this should be and shall be very much grounded in the 7, which is an African number. And I want to say that we want to be enhancing, nuancing these 7 values we want to achieve in all of what we want to do. And for us to do that, we need to start with students. The excellence that we want to achieve in all of what we want to do. And for us to do that, we need to start with students. A university without the student is not a university. It may as well be a good NGO. Therefore, the student centeredness is very important to me.
Yo, I'm over jumping. Thanks for the yeah. Maybe you don't.
Is that your work, right? Mm-mm. None of my shots are smooth.
Like what's that 40 there?
On the gimbal. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't, because I always use official ones.
These 7 values to, first and foremost, put upfront collaboration and look.
Yeah, that one should work. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, there. Hey, get confident. He's your friend. Hey, confident. Now to say a lot of cut.
And we cut.
Yeah, cut it right there. And thank you. This one is flowing. I want to replace the beginning. So we don't have a cutaway before this.
Sanibonani. Sanibonani, students and staff. This short message is about charting the way forward. This short message is about charting the way forward as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga.
Right there.
Identify with you. This short message is about charting the way forward as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga.
You can zoom out that logo out. No?
I can. They won't see anything. I'm taking it out. Like that. Then can move it out.
If we go out.
Now I'm gonna take it in. Let's move to the left. Right. Right.
Bonani, because we see you. I'll see you and identify with you. This short message is about charting the way forward as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga.
Yeah. Yes. Skis, bro.
Yeah. Painful.
Yeah.
Shit.
Skis.
Hey, that's a rule not for us 12 people. That thing when you move without you're not conscious about it.
Yeah.
The phone is out. Wants to try us. Park him there, tomorrow you park there. Now you're thinking, where did I park? Sure. I'm back now. Hey, Sabi, I'm be back again.
Then you're gonna cry.
Sure.
Founding Vice Chancellor for Chancellor. I'll see you and identify with you. This short message is about charting the way forward as the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge Prof. Togomayiso, of founding Vice Chancellor, for the hard work that she's
The only one found in version.
Mabahambe. Mabahambe.
Can you on something else?
Straight beef. Right.
Mabahambe.
Don't you miss the VC respect?
And I do, yes.
You do.
Yes, Mr. Chancellor.
We used to him.
Chair, I am going to move to a new topic now. If the commissioners have any questions on of those two chats that we've traversed.
Thank you. For me, just a few on one aspect, the Constitutional Court judgment. Mr. Mogotsi, by saying that you were still going to get the judgment when you wrote to the minister about it, you had obviously not read the judgment itself, correct?
That's correct.
Yes. Since you had not read the judgment, you must have heard about what you say in your text to the minister about the judgment, correct? What exactly had
You can tell.
Not a sharp.
You can
Posting to two statement by the PKTT members. It was, like I said, it came from the news, online news.
That's about the responsibility.
Never send it. They said,
But not when you're ring a mock pussy.
So there are two things here. What the person who communicated with you said, and also what was in the news. So I want to be sure about the mention of the PK.
Values that we have.
Was
It's a religious
it
movement.
the person who communicated with you, or was it
Internally,
by
where
the
we
media
collaborate.
in the news?
Yeah, it was in the news, but like senior counsel was saying,
Mom,
it was the PKTT. I acceded, yes.
Yeah. So are you saying specifically that the news mentioned the PKTT?
The person who sent me the message on WhatsApp there, showing me the PKTT members.
Not the news, not the news. So the news made no mention of the PKTT.
I cannot confirm it was the news. No, did not.
And who was the person who told you this?
One of the
Internally, where we collaboratively.
There is this group. I can try and verify where this thing come from.
But then we
Maybe
also
challenge
of the external wealth
I can try
that we work with, that is partners.
How was this communicated to you?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. So you still have this somewhere?
No, if you go to, if it was I would have to look for that phrase like 204. Go to Google just to research quickly how was it phrased.
Without suggesting that news is always accurate, but I would be very surprised that this was in the news because
I'll meet him.
this case had nothing to do with the PKT.
Very early. Now it's time for dry run.
Yeah, the fact that the question was posed as to whether Mr. Mogotsi, did you read the statement? Answering no means I cannot even, I should be directed given what the fact says as we speak.
I will tell you that the judgment concerned events that took place in the Western Cape that had nothing to do with the PKTT. Do you accept that?
I accept on the basis that
Yes.
not read the judgment.
The collaborations
that the judgment
is working
PKTT. But I
in
know
our
that I don't know if commissioner is saying there's nothing to do with the PKTT because it's not in the KZN.
No.
if that's not the case,
Just stating the fact that that case had nothing to do with the PKT. But I may add also that what we have heard thus far, unless you're going to suggest otherwise, is that the PKT was involved in case and also in the Eastern Cape.
They even have this
case,
similar
and they have not heard
that
anything.
because it came at.
Yes, a few members came to assist.
Forwards.
That's
Let me tell you about what, in my
that's not the
view,
point I was making.
and as I
I
come
was
together,
just saying
foremost with my men,
that case
shall
had
be looking
nothing
at is to chart the way forward during my tenure in the next.
Western Cape.
And what this should be
nothing to
and shall be
PKT.
very much grounded.
Why did you rush to tell the minister about the judgment when you had not yourself read the judgment?
I said it happened so quickly, and
In the seven
even today, it has not
values that we have. Seven is a religious number.
quickly.
I rather prefer 10,
I thought,
which is an African number.
Just remind me
And I
again.
want to say that
What
we want
do you say about
to
sourcing
take cognizant
for
of
us
the external wealth
the
that we
information
work with, that is
was
partners.
communicated to you?
Those that already are existing may as well be a good entry.
saying,
Therefore, this student centeredness is very important to me.
that you say it is a fact. It's not, there's no need, there's no need for anything.
I'm interested.
For the student centered,
Not even we check how was it phrased when whether it's phrased in some of the media links. Say it's a fact.
Let me ask you directly then. Who gave you that information? The information that this was about the PKT
Yes.
gave you
Look at this.
on something that you consider to be so crucial.
And there's a-
Minister, we are going to be, you and General Sibia now have a basis for General
Lord.
arrested.
Not
That is something quite important.
Go on the
Is
record,
it not?
you edit there,
come out with it.
seems to me,
just walk
and
out.
so to my
The arrest of a general, especially at your instance, is not something that happens every day. Is that not so?
So I believe commissioners,
But agree. Never gonna
it seems like it's about General Kumalo. Here, I'm talking of people who were sent to life, were sentenced to life. They had to go. It's not easy to go from High Court to SCA, finally get a judgment in the constitution. It's not the-
someone.
So I'm saying that
Yeah.
how much they lost, the time in prison, all their resources. I even said, even after 30 years of democracy, I was just feeling for those people. Where I'm wrong is to align or attach that to the PKT.
Did you not consider this subject to be of importance?
It is important. It was important.
The subject that you communicated with the minister about, did you not consider it to be?
I did.
So I would have thought that it should be quite easy to know who communicated to you the fact that this was about the PKT.
You know, it would have even the message that I sent that talks about the property from the CI and this. I cannot really tell you now who sent it to me, but it's very, very important.
Thank you. Thank you. Advocate Baloyi. Baloyi, sing Baloyi.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. The
Oh, I think that's
still on that message or exchange
friendly
with the minister, that page 52 that you're discussing now, the chairperson. You say there that the minister or Sibia, General Sibia, charge Kumalo. That's what you say. I didn't hear your explanation why you skipped the national commissioner.
Still, General Sibida was the immediate General.
Send this to me, executive authority. So to my men.
That my question is,
And secondly, I would like us to be looking at the partnerships,
not
the collaborations that
are not ministerial functions. Why did you say the minister and skip the national commissioner?
Yes, the letter, this message was directed to the minister, and as I said, I also realized
the collaborations that is working together.
we cannot charge any individual.
No, but you understand, if I think you earlier on told Mr. Chesperson that you know the workings of the thing, so you know that the minister cannot discipline. Must be that you know.
Instead, I did.
Why she's on the students
I realized later that it is not the minister who can do that. It is. Remember, it is not that I am acquainted with or conversant with everything in SAPS. Yes, that's correct.
And where in that message you say, now we got something. Now we got something. Before this,
they like this game.
you were just
Hey,
that
man, you know,
before this
the
you had
point
been
is-
searching and you were not succeeding.
You need to cut the gate like
I'm
a dog.
going to read
like
that the emphasis of
When
now
one meeting, the
to
director
mean
came and said, "Hey guys,
that you're
can
telling
I
the
please
minister
speak
we've
it
been
in?"
looking, now we've got something.
It's not wrong.
Let's go there. I'm very late every video, man.
She is saying, Madam Commissioner is saying that I'm not wrong to think this way. Indeed, you are not wrong.
Let's kill the game.
In my language, this is Louis says
So, the communication here means you had been looking for something and now you're
forward
minister
as the new vice chancellor of the University of Malanga.
Not necessarily.
But before I do that, I
Maybe
want to
with
knowledge.
English is just like that. Maybe I just said now we have
charting the way forward
I do not
as the new vice chancellor of the
as
University.
you were saying, if I mention something, there must have been some communication.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Why are you sending your communication with the minister to Mr.
I want to acknowledge
Judge
Togomayiso
about Kumalo being disciplined?
Uh,
Why did you think,
of Togomayiso.
did you know in fact that
Of Tog-
it would be of interest
But before I do that, I want to acknowledge
you are communicating this with the minister?
I was
of Togomayiso.
close to the minister, and the PKTT, which was it was news for him, also good news that
She cuts fast. Yeah.
uh,
When she's doing his
he hears it from me. But that suggestion, because he talks about it,
it's a bravo right now. Yeah.
would interest in
Yeah, don't do what I would
the PKTT, just like the letter that I sent, the
Don't do-
PKTT that came to your house. He will have interest
Yeah.
in that to hear if I suggest that, because that was what I was thinking.
No, but you see, your text doesn't mention the PKTT, it mentions Kumalo.
Yeah.
So you knew he would be interested that Kumalo is to be disciplined, that you're
Yeah.
talking to the minister about disciplining Kumalo. You knew that.
It's true. Kumalo, who is the head of the PKTT?
Why did you think Mr. Matlala has an interest in Kumalo being disciplined?
Not Kumalo only.
No, you're referring to Kumalo here. Let's take it one step at a time. After your message here speaks only to Kumalo. You haven't said in this message anyone else is to be disciplined, right? You say Kumalo will be disciplined. The question is, why Tala has an interest in knowing that you're speaking to the minister about disciplining Kumalo?
It's because Kumalo is the head of the PTT. And as I said yesterday, I thought, commissioners, if you can know what I think of that message now, is totally different from what I thought then. Now, see, this message, anyway, at that time I thought, because PKTT is
of Togomayiso, founding vice chancellor.
people went to prison for
the
nothing.
hard work that she's done
You must
over the
also
past.
be accountable. That's what I thought.
No, but you see, you're wrong. The message is not meaningless. Then and now. It's not meaningless. It's very meaningful. You're telling the minister, here's a judgment. You, CBM, must discipline.
Prof. Togomayiso, for
And you
the
share
hard work
with
that she's done over the past
So
11
it's a
years, the
because
resilience
20
and the
people
product
want to
that
his
we
house.
see
So it has a meaningful
the work that
You
she's
can't
done.
downplay it now, Mr. Watts.
We want to celebrate
You
him.
are the content to think that you say Kumalo must be disciplined.
Yes.
It's very wrong. That's what I'm saying. Because in the first place, if like what you alluded to yesterday, if this was a criminal case and you ask me, did Kumalo arrest those people and force them to for?
Footage, yeah, I'm the one.
Then I will be.
And then you've said to the chairperson, and I think it's not the first time, that you did not read this judgment that you are referring to. It was given to you,
Yeah.
and you just forwarded it to the minister.
Drone shots. Yeah.
You told the minister.
Yeah.
We threw them, we just threw them there. It means
Do stuff.
Let me correct that. You were told about the judgment, and then you mentioned it to the minister, and then you say, Kumalo, you didn't read this judgment, right? Now, you've admitted the judgment doesn't refer to PKTT and doesn't refer to Kumalo at all. Is this, you accept that this is yet another case of you saying things that are not supported by facts? So you communicate to the minister something that you didn't check and that is untrue. This judgment has nothing to do with the PKTT. You accept that?
That's
Now, the WhatsApp exchange is in page 52, if you would just go there. And I have only one question maybe about it. You say, why
You can leave the father clubs.
why did Madlanga, because it's quite cryptic, by the way. So on its face, it doesn't tell anything. It just says, please update. That's page 52. Minister Nkunu said that to you. You say to him, you say something, it was during your tenure, you had said that at 3:07. You said you don't remember what that was. There are a number of telephone calls. And then you say we got a breakthrough on the 24th. And then the next page is the minister asking, was the arrest effected? Now, anyone reading this, unless you tell us what you were discussing with Mr. Matala so that this makes sense, anyone reading this, Mr. Matala, doesn't make sense. It lacks content. Why do you share this with Mr. Matala when it has absolutely no content unless on the phone call you have discussed with him and he knows exactly what these communications are about?
it's not that. It's just that now I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm saying this never happened or that time it had a meaning. I so wish I could remember, but I don't remember.
And so you don't remember why you even shared with Mr. Matala?
No, Mr. Allah had to keep him abreast that I'm working with the minister. That is something else.
Okay.
Always talk to him.
And here you are working with the minister about what? His contract is not yet cancelled, as I understand. It's December 27. Why do you need to be persuading Mr. Matala that you're working with the minister about what?
With the minister that I'm close to. I'm showing him that I always talk to him.
Yeah, what I'm asking is, his contract is not cancelled yet at this point. So why do you need to persuade him that you are working with the minister or you're close to the minister?
No, I don't know how to put it, commissioners. If you want to win somebody's trust, then you
And they're not afraid to die.
and you like any other message that I send him about the intelligence vehicles and what is to show a person that I'm doing my job. That's what I'm doing. The unfortunate part is that the minister didn't know. As you'll just show someone.
Come on.
Okay. Now, lastly, it's the discussion about the IPID guy. I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I understood your evidence this morning to be that you were not interested in the arrest itself, but in the IPID guy. You wanted to know who is this IPID guy. Is that correct?
Resilience
Mainly, I wanted to know
and the product
who
that
is
we
this
see all
What does it mean?
that she's done.
Qualifier.
in the
We want to celebrate
these things that yes, he
And
needed
because
to
we
get
want to
justice
celebrate
for his
her, that's why we
my
Let me-
focus was to get this iPad person.
So you were interested in an arrest as well being made.
Yeah, the
product
rest is
that
not
we
of
see
interest. I mean,
she's
and his wife being beaten up in front of him.
we want to celebrate her.
No one has the right to do that.
And because we want to celebrate her,
That's I don't want to see it. I mean,
You actually encouraged it because you actually helped him to go and open a case in
Yes.
Soweto.
it's true. That's correct. Commissioner.
And according to you, who would have been arrested on that case? You know the facts. You know who went to his house.
No, was
Who, according to you, would have been arrested?
would be the person who enhancered his wife and him.
And you wanted the name of the IPID guy that would help him with that.
No, because he mentioned him along those lines, I also wanted to know him as to who is this person.
Thank you.
Commissioner,
Sorry, yes.
I'm sitting here, asking myself questions as I'm responding.
Bro.
And I'm responding to the same table that says to me, even the oath that I have taken, they don't believe it is binding my conscience. If someone is in my shoes, does it really help for me to be here? Or as we go on, it will start to bind in the mind of the commissioners? Is it still appropriate for me to be sitting here giving evidence on a known fact that the oath that I've taken doesn't help?
Mr. Mogotsi, please do not make a mistake. What is put to you by way of questioning in no way means that decisions, conclusive findings have been made by this commission. I think you asked me a similar question yesterday. I forget, or I think you asked whether we believe that you are in fact a co-agent. Am I mistaken? I think that's the question you put.
That was the question.
And I said to you, Mr. Mogotsi, we are going to make our findings at some stage down the line. So take it from me when I say at this stage, we have not made any findings, but that does not mean that we will not test what you are saying or what is apparent to us from documents. We are going to test that. All of that will assist us in the end in making findings. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Sorry, Mr. Mposi, I thought I had finished about the IPID guy. I have one last question that I wanted to ask that I overlooked. At page 47, right at the bottom of those exchanges, you say to Mr. Matala, this is still about the IPID guy, I think in the sequence of conversations.
47.
Yes, 47, yes. Right at the bottom?
Come on.
So the exchange before that is from Mr. Matala. He says to you, there's a bit of a hurdle there, but I will fill you in. Now we know from earlier evidence that you gave that this conversation is still about the IPID person. But then the very last comment is from you, message is from you, where you say, will it work? What were you asking here? What would work? It's remember, it's about the IPID person. He's just
He said I wanted to know if he said there's a bit of a hurdle. I just want to know, but will ultimately work.
What will work ultimately?
Whatever that is doing with the iPad person.
Will the iPad person go and
Yes.
let me just make sorry, let me just make sure that you understand what I'm asking. When you ask him, will it work here? Were you asking him, will the iPad person make the arrest happen?
Definitely.
All right, thank you. Maybe Chief.
It is still morning, Mr. Mogotsi. I didn't want to say. The chats that we have been looking at,
Continuing.
especially the one on page, it starts on page 57, continues to page 58.
What? They're just making you follow what they're talking about.
So you see that the date of those chats is 31 December 2024.
That's correct.
Yes. And these are the chats between you and Mr. Matlala because they were obtained from Mr. Matlala's phone.
That's correct.
And we know that 31 December 2024 is the date when the minister drafted the disbandment letter.
That's correct.
We can accept that.
You accept it.
Did you know that the minister was at home on that day?
I did not know where the minister was.
You did not know. And you sending your communication with the minister to Mr. Matlala, correct?
That's correct.
Because on 31 December 2024, you want to show Mr. Matlala that you and the minister are discussing the PKTT, or at least people in the leadership of the PKTT, correct?
Not discussing that. I sent him a message.
Yes.
Remember, the minister did not respond.
Yes.
If it's me, it was a one-way communication.
No, I'm saying you are sending this to Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
And the purpose of you sending it to Mr. Matlala is to show Mr. Matlala that at least you are discussing the PKTT with the minister.
Yeah, that I sent him
Yes.
a message, yes.
And that you are portraying the PKTT or at least its leadership in a negative light. Is that correct? Because you're not saying positive things about the PKTT. Yeah. So you are portraying the PKTT in a negative light.
To Matlala.
You are showing Matlala
That's
that
correct.
you are portraying to the minister the PKTT in a negative light.
No, I'm not showing that. It's not in that context. To show this is where there's a court judgment.
Yes.
It's a fact. You don't portray. You are showing him. This is now what I think
Yes.
the PKTT have done, and this is what my suggestion is
Yes.
to the minister.
So you are suggesting to the minister that the PKTT is doing wrong things.
That there's a court judgment.
Yes.
Yes, not the PK. Here we are not referring mainly to the PKTT. I'm referring to the judgment. That here's the judgment. I feel the leader of the PKTT should be accountable.
No, we're saying the same thing. You were referring to a judgment,
Yes.
but what interested you in the judgment was the conduct of the PKTT,
That's correct.
which you thought was bad.
Inappropriately so, yes.
Yes. And this is around 11:18 in the morning, so it's 18 minutes after 11.
Yes.
Yes. And then what follows this text is a text on page 59 to Mr. Matlala, where you say to him, today is D-Day on the other side. You see that?
I see that 100%.
Yes. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that the only thing of relevance or significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT by the minister.
Absolutely.
At least that is relevant to Mr. Matlala. I mean, I'm sure the whole country would have been celebrating the end of the year. But in these exchanges, the only thing of significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT.
That's correct. That's
Yes.
correct.
And this suggests, at least to me, that at 11:32 on the 31st of December 2024, you knew that PKTT was going to be disbanded that day, and that's the message you were sending to Mr. Matlala, that this is D-Day, this is the day when PKTT is going to be disbanded.
The suggestion, Commissioner, it's misplaced, Commissioner. Yeah, it was a D-Day. Remember, I said it was, this is what I said. If you check the message, outstanding issues. But from the top, it started by, I'm now worried, my brother. Yes. He said, about worried.
My brother.
I said, the outstanding issues. Now this again. Then I said, okay, today is the D-Day on the other side. I think you must also stand back. The D-Day was the pay for the payment of the January 8th. And then to stand back, look, this is now what supports the stand back. He asked me, stand back, don't understand what you mean. Then I only spoke about your safety and business, because I did allude even yesterday. It was after I heard that they were going to Makala. I don't want to say attack, but they're going to do a similar thing as they did previously. That is why I even say, if you check the next one, I said, we must just fight what comes your way to help him. It was his way. There's nothing to do with the PKT and all this stuff and all this thing. Now, I don't know, Commissioner, if I should talk about the letter that you say it gave impression to the minister, and I've also showed to Kate.
I did not ask about that. I'm only focusing on this text.
Yeah,
So D-Day to you referred to payments for 8 January.
That's correct.
So why did it have to be D-Day on the 31st of December?
Because
2024.
it was what we agreed with the arrangement for the people who are going to get paid that we're going to pay. And the focus, as I've said, let's say there's no D-Day. And I say, you must stand back. And he asked me from what? And I say, for your safety and your business. If it was the PKTT, when he says stand back from what, I should have said something big is coming that is going to make you happy, or something to show that I was awaiting the disbandment. But we were talking specifically about his safety and his business.
Yes. And his safety and his business have
correct.
everything to do with PKTT and not the 8 January event of the ANC.
Yes, that's what I said, because the D-Day is separate.
Yes.
On other issues, is a D-Day on the other side.
Yes.
Yes. But
And then when he asks you why he must stand back, you say it relates to your safety and your business.
Yes.
Which means it relates to the PKTT.
Because they were going to go, as I heard, they were going to go to him again. There was a stage when they took all these firearms, whereas he's running a private security, doing some VIP. That's what he was telling me. You could not run that without firearms.
Yesterday, you told us that in September 2024, you assisted some people to open a case against the PKTT in Midrand. Do you remember that?
Against General Mkhwanazi, yes.
Yes. Did you tell the minister about that?
No.
In December 2024, did you have, other than the text that we have seen, did you have discussions with the minister about the PKTT and their raid at Mr. Matlala's house and business? Did you tell the minister about that?
I can't remember.
You can, but it's possible that you did.
Um,
No, but if you can't remember, then you can't say it did not happen. Either you remember or you don't remember.
No, I never told the minister. And if I don't remember, doesn't mean I did.
Yeah.
If one cannot remember, it's just that this is here now. You will find out even this letter that I wrote to the minister, I may have sent to another person also about the judgment, constitutional court judgment. But I don't remember informing the minister that they have beaten Kat's wife, and I know. And I never even spoke to the minister about Kat.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And then one last point, just looking at the long text on page 58 and the content of the long text. I think my colleague, Commissioner Baloy, has taken you through it. you are advising or suggesting to the minister that either he or Sibia must charge Kumalo and apply Rule 9 of the disciplinary hearing. Do you see that?
I see that.
Do you accept that on its face, this is you interfering with police matters at a high level on matters that have nothing to do with you or your community in the Northwest? Do you accept that this is interference in police matters?
Commissioners, you seeing me sitting here, it should not go out of the mind of the commissioners that I'm still a citizen of South Africa. I'm still an individual. It's not the first time, that I send a message to someone or request an intervention of some sort. People, I did. So to write this, I can give you two practical examples. There is one general of the army from my gang. He was a well-known person, General Madlanga. He had some problems before he passed on. The commission, I don't know if you are aware, I called the deputy president and he referred me to the HOD requesting an intervention. Unfortunately, the HOD is starting the person. I'm saying it is possible, it may have been, this should not be misconstrued just because it's Minister Senzo. Even if it was like the same, the former Minister Big Day, I would call him. I would send him messages. It's not in the static because of Minister Senzo.
I'm being patient. The case in Cape Town had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with your community. And here you are advising the minister to charge a senior general. I'm saying to you, that is interference in police matters.
Commissioner, it means you're suggesting to me what happens in the Cape Flats, people being raped and killed, has nothing to do with me and the commission. Big Commissioner, this is South Africa. It is our South Africa. There's nothing wrong to tell a member of parliament or the president or whoever about a particular problem in Eastern Cape or elsewhere. Besides being an agent, this should not be brought in my line of work.
So let me put it the other way. If Mr. Ket Matala had said to the minister, I want you to arrest Kumalo or to charge Kumalo, as an ordinary citizen, that would have been fine. There would have been nothing wrong with that.
There was nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is him.
Thank you.
Thank you, goodness.
Mr. Johnson.
Chair, there is one follow-up question that I just do want to ask, and I just want to clarify with you, Mr. Mogotsi. It's that chat from the minister when he asks, was the arrest effected? And if I understood your evidence correctly, you were saying what he was actually interested in was the escape of the Zamazama kingpin. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So he wanted the Zamazama kingpin arrested because the Zamazamas had arrested and some police had conspired, had been arrested, and some police had conspired to let the kingpin go at Stilfontein.
Not in that context, commissioners. I said there was a community meeting which the minister went to meet with the community leaders. And that particular commitment and intention from the community was made that the community was going to arrest this person, the Zamazama kingdom in Imping. So I'm trying to say, he asked me specifically because I was with that community to find out, did they effect that arrest? Did they find the person?
And are we talking about the Zamazamas who were underground in Stilfontein? Was the community going to go underground and arrest the Zamazamas?
No, the kingpin was arrested and he escaped. He did not escape back into the hole.
So this was after they'd come up and been arrested and escaped?
That's correct.
You see, Mr. Matlala, that's what I thought your evidence was, but that can't be correct. Because the Zamazamas only came up from the shaft in the second week of January 2025. And this conversation took place on the 24th of December. This text was sent on the 24th of December 2024.
Commissioner,
So it couldn't have related to the escape of someone who hadn't yet been arrested before he escaped.
Commissioner, you are I think there's a misconception. The Zamazama Kingpin has never went in and out. He was arrested for these activities. He was never inside the hold.
Are we talking about the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
Commissioner?
Are we talking about the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
The Kingpin. I can't remember. I think it's his. I can't remember his name. That guy is a tiger from Lesotho. I'll have to find out. I must check the right name.
Because what I do want to put to you is that it's quite clear that an alleged kingpin of the Zamazamas called Tiger Tswaedi was arrested and did escape. And there was national press about it. There was controversy about it. And he was described as the kingpin of the Zamazamas in Stilfontein, and he escaped. But that escape only took place in the second week of January 2025. So it couldn't be what you were talking to the minister about on the 24th of December 2024.
Commissioners, I'm still repeating again. Where now Tiger is this kingpin, like you said, there was a national thing. That's why I say I can't remember that name. There was a kingpin who was also arrested in Stilfontein. Now you are talking about something else, somebody now who also appeared on the news. It's not that one. There was someone who, that's why even the community was looking for, was terrorizing the people, forcing them to go inside the hold for mining, that particular person. We are talking about two different people here.
So we're no longer talking about Zamazama kingpins.
He's a Zamazama also.
So just to be clear.
The meeting which was arranged by the chief of staff for me to meet the minister there, for the minister to meet the community.
For the minister to meet the community.
Yes.
That was earlier in 2024.
It was in 2024. Then after that, as we were talking, it was about that.
Right. Mr. Mogotsi, just to make sure that I understand, the kingpin Tswaedi is the one that was arrested, and 4 members of the SAPS were accused of assisting him, and that's your evidence. You've been saying.
Yes, that's correct.
That's the arrest you were talking about.
Yes, that's correct.
Right, of the 4 members. So it is Tswaedi you were talking about. Now you're introducing a second person, but your evidence, if you remain with your earlier evidence, that it's a Zamazama kingpin who was arrested, who escaped, and 4 members of the SAPS were accused of assisting him. If because that's your evidence. If that's who you're talking about, rather, if you still stick with that evidence, then you are speaking about Tswaedi, and he escaped on the 15th of January 2025. Those are the facts.
Those are the facts.
Yes,
that's correct. But it is not what look, commissioners. The minister was not in Stilfontein in January, and I'm trying to understand that Commission perhaps think it's so difficult to say, yes, Minister, I was telling the minister about the arrest of the PKT. It was not. It was about the person in Stilfontein. This person, now you are talking about that rich person. There is this guy who also, and it is something that I can promise you. I think I can get the case number of this particular person.
was this particular person that you're talking about now also arrested, escaped, and 4 members of the SAP?
Not 4 members of the SAP, yes. No.
Thank you.
Can I just ask
Mr.
you? Sorry, Chair, go ahead.
Thank you. Is there a record anywhere of the mention of this second kingpin that you are talking about?
Yeah.
A kingpin that you and the minister would have been concerned about his arrest. Is there any record anywhere, newspapers or whatever?
Yeah, we'll find it because now the matter which they are talking about, current which commission is referring to now, about Tiger. That's why I could not say it was Tiger. There was a person, maybe I'm using this word camping, in Stelfontein, who was forcing people to go to do this zamazamas. That person was arrested and he ran away.
And he was doing this from where?
From Stelfontein.
Any idea where exactly in Stilfontein?
No, I can try and find something today because when we in Stilfontein, there was a community meeting. I only came on the day of the community. I was not part of that day. And I kept on talking to this individual from the community who said they let this person run away purposely. We're going to look for him.
So,
I kept on asking him, did you arrest him? Did you arrest him? He said no.
So, but definitely not from underground. He was not doing this from underground.
I cannot confirm. I don't know. I think even the person I was talking to, I'll find his number and ask him properly, maybe during lunch, because I only communicated to him about this particular person, about that meeting after the minister went there.
So it's you and who else that know about this? This second person who is not Tiger.
It's not the second person. I think it happened before. No, it's forcing people to go into
No. I think in response to questions by Mr. Chaskalson and also my co-commissioner, Commissioner Baloyi, I understood you to be suggesting that this is someone other than Tiger Tswayede.
Yeah, even Tiger, I don't know him, but I know I'll find out about that one. That's correct, Commissioner.
So my question was, let's leave out the media or whatever other source. It's you and who know about this other person who may possibly not be Mr. Tiger Tswayede.
Yeah, because it was in December. It is from the community that side, and it was in December that one. Obviously, it's not.
I'm not asking you about the time. I'm asking about who else knows about this person, and don't please, but only if you can. Please do not refer me to Stilfontein generally or in general terms. I want to know who else.
The people of Stilfontein.
I just said, please don't refer me to Stilfontein in general, unless you say to me, I don't know. All I know is that it's people from Stilfontein. So I'm asking for specifics. Who else other than you knows of this person who may possibly not be Mr. Tiger Tswayede?
Yes, Commissioner, I don't know if Commission expect me to say the name of the person that I was talking.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not at liberty to do that.
Why not?
The person who was helping is to put this man on the target for the Zamazamas to know he was talking to me.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mogotsi, we've already established that these chats are between you and Mr. Madlanga, correct?
That's correct.
In December 2024.
Yes.
Now, why would Mr. Madlanga be interested in the arrest of a Zamazama kingpin?
It's not the arrest of him. And I'm showing you, I was sending Matlala almost, even things which were not relevant to him, I would show him. Like also, as we were talking, there was even a stage when me and him were talking about the police officer. Now, after that, who was suspended from this thing of the person who escaped.
Let me leave it there.
to move to a completely different topic, I'd like us to move now to the 252A operation. And if we can start with your statement, and if we go to the foot of page 9, paragraph 35, you say the following: in December 2024, Madlanga referred me to a high-ranking police officer, and I subsequently met him. I knew him, as I had conducted an operation with him in the past. He shared information with me of the intention to craft a negative finding in a disciplinary hearing against Major General Khan. So the starting point for this whole process is a reference from Mr. Madlanga. He brings you something, puts you in touch with someone. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this person, he says, will tell you about a plot to convict General Khan.
That's correct.
Did he tell you how he found this person, this police officer?
He didn't tell me.
Did it strike you as odd that Mr. Madlanga, who you suspect of being a criminal and who you are investigating for corruption in SAPS, comes to you with a witness to be able to prove and expose corruption in SAPS? Why would Mr. Madlanga want to expose corruption in SAPS?
I don't know, but I don't know why you would want to expose.
Does it not strike you odd that your primary target, who's suspected of corrupting the procurement process, is now wanting to expose corruption in SAPS?
It did not.
I see. The ultimate target of this operation was Generals Kumalo and Kunazi. If you go to paragraph 36 of your statement, you say, the intention was to employ this person as a Section 204 witness against both Lieutenant Colonel Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, who plotted against Major General Khan with reference to the disciplinary hearing outcome. Say that you gave a statement to Lieutenant Colonel Schneller. Part of the strategy behind the disciplinary hearing instituted against Major General Khan was that he would be employed in that situation to give implicating testimony against Major General Khan at the insistence of Lieutenant General Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. So if I understand you correctly, you're saying this officer, who Mr. Madlanga wants you to use to expose corruption in SAPS, says he is being used by General Kumalo and General Mkhwanazi to give false evidence against General Khan. Is that broadly correct?
That's correct.
And you then go to meet the officer, and essentially he tells you that he will only change his story to what he says is the truth if you ensure that he gets promoted to the level of full colonel and you give him a bag of cash. Is that correct?
He spoke about something, and he said, yeah, he was talking about a bag. Maybe he implied cash, but he never said bag of cash.
He said bag, he didn't mention cash. What did you understand the bag to contain? The bag that he wanted, what would have to be in the bag?
No, a bag would be...
And was he looking for a sort of smart handbag or something?
No.
Or was he looking for a bag of cash?
Yeah, that will imply cash, of course.
Yeah, I thought so too. Let's date this meeting. If you go to evidence bundle 51.
Sorry, exhibits or annexes?
Evidence bundle in this case, but we will move between annexes and evidence bundles. So unfortunately, we may need both. Sorry, exhibit. Sorry.
You said page 550.
Thank you.
And this shouldn't be displayed because the name of the investigating colonel shouldn't be displayed. But what we see at this is a WhatsApp that was sent to Lieutenant Colonel Schneller, who to whom who was going to be in charge of the 252A operation. It was sent by the investigator from the Hawks who came with you to that meeting with the source, who was going to change his story. And in paragraph 2, he reports the following. The colonel, who's going to change his story, contacted Mr. Brown and he arranged a meeting for Wednesday, 29 January 2025. So the meeting was on 29 January 2025. Is that correct? Mr. Mogotsi?
This is the WhatsApp which was sent to Colonel Schnell.
Yes, I'm interested in the dates and times. It says 29 January 2025 and the meeting at the Houghton Hotel at approximately 1823. Does that correspond with what you recall?
Yeah, but I'm not sure about this date.
Sorry, you're not sure about the date of 29 January?
Yes, yes.
When do you think the meeting did take place?
It's the same, where we are not good with dates. Remember, so much. I kept on saying to the commission, the recording happened in December, somewhere or January. I was not sure, but I think if we proceed, we can proceed. I'll take this date. I just not sure. Remember, it's someone who typed. I cannot really say yes, it was on this date.
Perhaps we can help by going to your affidavit, which is in the exhibit bundle at page 43.
That's correct.
There,
yes, it confirms on the affidavit.
and paragraph 5 at the foot of page 43, there you say on Wednesday, 29 January 2025 at approximately 1823. I was accompanied by, and then you give the name of the investigator. So those dates are correct.
Yeah, they did.
Date and time. You would have made that affidavit quite soon after the event. Let's go to page 106 of the annexure bundle now and see what happened in the chats when you came out of that meeting. If you
106.
106, indeed. If you go down to 2015, so that would have been less than 2 hours after your meeting with your source started. At 2015, you text Mr. Matlala and you say to him, the meeting was positive. Are we referring to the same meeting? Maybe if you read further. Is he willing to help you guys, says Mr. Matlala. You respond, I just wish he could help with a statement.
That's correct.
And then you say, I think he needs cash. So we're talking about what's happened at this meeting.
That's correct.
And you go to the page, and Mr. Matlala's response at the top of page 107 is, okay, arrange with Khan to give him cash if the information he has is worth it.
That's correct.
So Mr. Matlala is saying he wants cash, speak to General Khan. We give him the cash if the information is going to be worth it.
That's correct.
So let's just take a step back. Mr. Madlanga is a suspected criminal you're investigating.
That's correct.
He refers you to an apparently corrupt SAPS officer who is willing to tailor his evidence if he's paid enough.
That's correct.
Mr. Madlanga says you should get General Khan to pay the officer to give evidence that will incriminate General Mkhonazi and General Kumalo.
For him to make a statement, not to incriminate as such. Remember, it is the man coming to me saying, I'm being told to incriminate the person. Now, and I'm going back to the person who gave me the senior officer to say, I think this person wants cash. And you say, it means therefore that it is this general who's affected. I must ask him that he is the one who must finance this.
See, but you say it's not to incriminate them. In fact, if you go back to your witness statement at paragraph 37, you said that was the purpose. The strategy behind the disciplinary hearing instituted against Major General Khan was that he, in other words, this officer, would be employed in that situation.
That's correct.
To give implicating testimony against Major General Khan at the insistence of Lieutenant General Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhonazi.
That's correct.
And so the whole purpose of this operation is to expose Lieutenant General Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhonazi, is it not?
Yes, it's to use this statement correctly.
You want to use it as a Section 204 witness, you say in paragraph 36.
That's correct.
And that presupposes that there will be criminal charges against Lieutenant Colonel Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhonazi.
It's true.
204 witnesses unless
That's
you're in a
correct.
criminal case.
That's correct.
So let's scroll forward a little bit in these chats to page 114. And on February at 12:27, Mr. Madlanga sends you a story about the plot against General Khan being exposed. It says, breaking, police witnesses change statements for promotion. And there's a long story about the trumped up charges against General Khan and how witnesses have come clean and said that they were persuaded to give false evidence against Khan. You recall that chat?
Adequate.
Your response to that chat is revealing. That's on page 115 at 12:27. You say, disappointed. Recall that?
That's correct.
And then you say, just have to leave everything. Then there are two calls between you and Mr. Madlanga. And then you say, small session with lawyers. All of this is happening almost immediately. What was the small session with lawyers you were talking about?
Just that there was no session with lawyers.
Sorry, there was no session with lawyers.
Yeah.
There wasn't one.
There was no.
So this was a false statement you made to Mr. Madlanga.
Because I did not answer his phone.
So you were just explaining why you didn't answer his phone.
That's correct.
But if we look at the time, the text that you sent to him was at 12:27:52. His calls were at 12:27:56 and 12:28:05, and then you respond to him again at 12:28. So are you saying that you deliberately chose not to answer his phone, you wanted to communicate with him on text? And you need to have a reason to explain that.
It's not that I did not. I wanted him to tell me what he was saying.
Sorry, you wanted him?
To perhaps tell me what he was saying. I did not take the call that time.
Well, he then says this is in your favor, actually. It disrupts their plan against Khan. He says that to you.
He said that to me.
Yeah. Why would he think that disrupting a plan against Khan is in your favor?
He was referring to the publication that you just showed.
But why would it be in your favor to disrupt a plan against Khan?
I don't know why he sent me that message.
You respond to him by saying maybe, but that's not my plan. So you're saying it will disrupt the plan against Khan, but it wasn't what you had in mind. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What did you have in mind?
When I say maybe.
When you say, but that's not my plan, what was your plan?
That's not my plan is the response that I gave to Kate. And now the question is, what was my plan then?
Well, let me put to you what I think your plan was and why you were disappointed. Your plan was always to use this case to target General Kumalo and General Mkhwanazi. You accept that? That was your plan.
That's not the plan. The reason I said I was disappointed, remember, I did write on my statement that I leaked that publication.
I know what you wrote, but
now the moment you give me someone to help me with whatever, that how we recorded the person, and it quickly appeared on the news that the same person who gave me information about the plot, it is now known. I was pretending as if I don't know. And I was disappointed.
As if you don't know what?
That this information leaked.
You see, I want to put to you what your plan all along had been. And in fact, what you indicated in your statement is that you wanted this colonel to be used in a criminal prosecution of General Kumalo and General Mkhwanazi. That was your original plan, was it not?
Commissioners, when you refer to the text here, I'm saying, because you also mentioned...
I'm asking whether that was your original plan. We'll talk about the text later.
I don't get the question properly. You're saying apart from the fact that this thing leaked, because the moment it got leaked, it means now I'm disappointed because my plan will never work again. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Oh no, that was not the plan. The plan here was that Cat should not know that this information has leaked because of me. But the intention of the recording, yes, was that plan that you're saying.
Yes. And the leaking meant that plan could never be put into operation.
Yes, but it means
Sorry, you said yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the leaking prevented that plan being put into operation. Because once it leaked, you could no longer do your sting with General Kumalo and General Mkhwanazi.
And once it leaked, it could not proceed.
Yes. Why were you targeting General Mkhwanazi and General Kumalo?
No, I did not target them. They made themselves the target by planning with the person.
I see.
Yes.
So you're saying they told this person to give false evidence about what happened in that drug bust in 2021?
That's what he told me. That's what I recorded out of him. It's not. It is now my statement, but it is now said in the commission like that because he said that.
See, did you bother at the time before you tried to target General Kumalo and General Mogotsi this way to check out what story this witness had told when the drug bust happened in 2021, long before he'd had contact with either of the generals?
No, didn't.
You did?
No.
So you didn't investigate this apparently corrupt cop who comes to you from Katmatlala who says, I will change my story if you pay me enough money, because General Kumalo and General Mkhwanazi are making me tell a false story. You didn't investigate what he'd said earlier.
Yeah, now here's the situation. It means this senior officer, he may have his original statement, which when he got to Devon, they said he must change. Then he comes to me and say, if he gets something, he will change the statement again.
So he made a statement back in 2021. Then he meets the allegedly corrupt generals Kumalo and Mkhwanazi, and they lean on him to change the statement in 2024, make a new statement that's false. And then he says to you, I'll go back to my original true statement if you give me a bag of cash. Is that what you're saying?
He never said, it's not said. He just said, he never mentioned or implied the original statement. He spoke about changing the statement which was given to him in Devon. So not knowing whether he would go to the original statement or not.
Now, if he was present at a drug bust, you'd expect that a statement would exist from him that was taken at the time of the drug bust, would you not?
That's correct.
Did you not ask to look at that statement to see what he said on the day, several years before he had had any contact with General Kumalo or General Mkhwanazi?
No, I did not ask him.
Maybe we should look at it now. And you go to exhibit bundle 211. So so you see, I don't know if you have an unredacted copy. There certainly won't. The copy that goes up will be redacted, but this is his statement. And if you go down to the date on page 12, it's 14 September 2021. You see that? You see that date?
That's correct.
And across the top, it says Boyson's Kaz,
yes,
something stroke, and at the end of it, it says 21.
That's correct.
So this is the statement that he gave in 2021 at the time of the drug bust. You say that's correct?
That's correct.
You will accept that that was long before General Kumalo or General Mkhwanazi could have had any contact with him in relation to this matter.
It's true.
So let's see what he says. Go to paragraph 5, the footer page
211.
211.
That's correct.
The driver of the truck, which was containing the drugs, was pointed to me, whom was already placed under arrest, and members informing me that they're awaiting the photographer to come take pictures of the said packages of drugs which were placed inside a police bakkie. While the scene was being explained to me, I was surprised to see one general of intelligence. Now, would that be General Khan?
I cannot confirm.
Are you aware of any other generals of intelligence who are alleged to have been present at the scene?
Oh, yes, it was him.
So it would be General Khan. He's the only general of intelligence at the scene. While the scene was being explained to me, I was surprised to see one general of intelligence who never introduced himself to the members on the scene and started dictating and giving instructions that members who found the said truck with drugs be arrested. So he wants the police officers who did the drug bust to be arrested. The suspect, brackets driver, who members already placed under arrest, was released from the scene as a suspect by the said general. So the driver of the drug cargo who'd been placed under arrest was, according to your source, released from the scene as a suspect by General Khan. And the truck which was containing the said drugs when it was stopped was never booked into SAP 13. So the truck containing the drugs was never booked into a SAP warehouse. And then your source continues. As an experienced investigator, what I observed happening there at the scene is only abuse of power and rank, which I don't know why it was done. I informed all members placed under arrest that they need to open a case of defeating the ends of justice against the said general. So this man says, immediately after the event, I told everyone there we must open a case against General Khan. I was not happy, since I noticed what was happening is a cover strategy to protect the driver of the truck found with drugs and the origin of the said truck and drugs. Fact that members are manipulated and power of rank is used to achieve unknown or ulterior motives is unacceptable and needs to be dealt with within the should be parameters of the law, as what I observed transpiring on the said day was that some individuals are above the law, and it irritated me seeing that members enforcing the law being abused by seniors within the police. And then it's signed, and is that the same man who came to you as the source in the 252?
That's correct.
So this contemporaneous statement made by that man says that General Khan should be charged with defeating the ends of justice and that he's abused his authority and suppressed an arrest and a drug bust. And the only false evidence that this man was ever going to give was the false evidence that you and Mr. Matlala were hoping he would be paid for to exonerate General Khan and to implicate General Kumalo and General Mkonasi. You accept that that's... So where was the false evidence?
Uh, if like you asked me, did I look at the statement? I did not. And therefore, I wouldn't have known any other statement except what he was telling me. And he was one of the witnesses during the disciplinary hearing. So I did not have any other statement, and it is not. I did not even ask him what is your original statement. He said, "Look, we called to Devon. This is what they said, and they want us to implicate the man."
See, now that you know what his original statement was, do you accept that if your plan had gone ahead, false evidence would have been given against General Kumalo and General Mkonat by this witness who was going to be paid in the scheme?
Should we had agreed to pay him, because there was not an intention to pay him. What we wanted was the information which he had, and he gave that information. And as you say, should the trial or criminal charges been laid, it would only came out during trial when this statement is provided.
I see. Now, this plan to trap General Kumalo and General Mkonazi was a plan that you executed with a double set of misrepresentations. First, you say you masqueraded as Mr. Matlala's ally. You said you were an agent who was pretending to be Mr. Matlala's ally, but you weren't actually. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But in relation to the SAPS members who did the 252A operation, you also masqueraded as an agent of the minister, as an employee in the minister's office.
As a comrade, yes, as a comrade to the minister.
Please speak up.
That's correct. As a comrade to the minister.
No, not as a comrade, as someone employed in the office of the minister.
That's correct.
And we went through your affidavit yesterday. I'd just like to take you to, I don't want to traverse what I traversed yesterday, but there is another aspect of your affidavit which I want to look at. Paragraph. You have paragraph 5? The affidavit, it's page 43 of the exhibit bundle. There you say, on Wednesday, 29 January 2025 at approximately 18:23, I was accompanied by the Hawks officer and we met the colonel at the Houghton Hotel. And then you say, I do not know the colonel, and this is the first time that I have met him. That was false too, wasn't it?
In the context of this, remember I operated with...
No, given your explanation as to why you...
That's correct.
So it was false too.
That's correct.
Now, can I understand why you had to lie under oath in relation to the fact that you knew this source? Why was it necessary for the operation for you to lie under oath about previously knowing this source? This colonel, let's call him colonel.
Because I wouldn't tell even Colonel Chanel that I knew this person. I wouldn't tell him.
But why wouldn't you tell him? Why was it necessary for the operation? Why was it necessary to lie under oath?
Because you would not make it look even why would you record this man?
Not your VC, man.
So if Colonel Schneller knew that you and this colonel had a previous association, the whole operation would not be allowed to proceed.
Not the whole operation. Not the whole operation.
What operation? What would not be allowed? I just
felt he should not know. That was my feeling that time.
So in your judgment, you decided that this was sufficient reason to lie under oath?
I don't know how it sounds so different. I don't know how are we going to, it means we'll continue even if I've provided reasons. Unless,
Let me tell you about what, in my view,
for the commission to
and
be
as a
able
come together, first and foremost,
I don't know. It sounds otherwise like I was doing my job.
The way forward
Like
during my tenure.
you're a professional liar. Today you're laying out the oath, even though I
This should
gave
be
reasons.
and
This
shall
was
be
an underground.
very much grounded in the 7.
I don't know if it's a commission could come up with a certain
What
that will stay until this proceedings.
Well, I don't propose to take this further, but so maybe we can stop it there. But I do want to go to further aspects of this operation. if you go down to Lieutenant Schneller's affidavit, and if we go to the sort of bottom of page 47, top of page 48, top of page 48, he clearly assumed that you were employed in the office of the minister, because he says, I was informed that the complainant was Mr. Brown Mogotsi, a politician that is deployed at the office of the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Ntunu. So he authorized this operation on the basis that you were someone from the minister's office.
That's correct.
And part of this should be and shall be
And then we go into the transcript of this meeting that
in the seven.
you had with the source. We see that the source, the colonel, was reluctant to commit to writing and wanted some sort of assurance from the minister or the DNC, the Deputy National Commission, page 65.
I rather prefer 10, which is an African number. And I want to
Oh, added values, no.
in the seven.
Maybe if we can just clarify, I understand
We are nearly 7 values up.
The,
the
in the seven
Hawks officer.
values that we have.
We can't throw those
Religious
names
number.
on.
I rather prefer 10,
If you go to the top of
which
page
is an
65,
Mm,
you see,
let's
there,
see.
you say,
I rather
and
prefer
then the officer says the
which
colonel
is an
doesn't want to give a statement, but
grounded
he's willing to
in
tell
the
the
seven
minister or
values.
DNC. Would that be
Seven.
deputy?
That's correct.
And that would be General Sabia, would it not?
I rather prefer 10,
In this case,
which is an African number. And I want to say that we want
perhaps
Hmm.
I did not even
Number.
refer to, but remember there are about 3 GNCs. I'm not sure, but it's possible it may be DNC Sibia, yes.
and I want to say
Who is the DNC who you refer to right through this process?
Myself.
You yourself.
Yeah, I refer to the DNC Sibia.
I see.
For this man to say DNC, it
Did
should
you
not
want to
be
dance?
concluded
I guess it be.
he meant him. There are other DNCs.
which is an African number.
Let's say
And I want to say that we
yes,
want
but
to nuancing
DNC, he
these
needs
7
comfort from.
values to first and foremost put out collaboration
because he was not going to meet him or the
and
minister
look
anyway.
next to
So
that
I didn't find out.
cooperative
And let's see what the man says.
towards
Page 69, where he's expressing his misgivings. He says to you, go see the DNC and the minister and let me think. Let me think. And if it can happen, or we get something to block this, okay,
look
I
at
get the post, fix the place. They must give something. Khan must look after me. He must give me something, a bag or something, must get a bag. Okay, so the source wants you to go and see the DNC and the minister. The colonel says, go and see the DNC and the minister and let me think.
cooperativeness, look at
That's correct, is it not?
Yes, that's correct. Following.
And did you
Having
understand which
the
DNC he
excellence
was
that
referring
we
to?
want to
Which
achieve.
DNC did he want you to go and see?
Yes, I've long agreed that let's
So,
agree it is the NCCB.
Looking for cutaway. Most
Yes,
difficult.
let's agree.
Yeah.
Even if it's not written.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
the Hawks colonel is egging him on the basis that you can sort out his life with the minister because you're in the minister's office and all he needs to do is to email the minister. So let's take a look at paragraph page 62.
Brown Mogotsi. I don't remember. I will remember.
Sorry. Did we establish what a bag is? Is it a rank or money? I can't seem to recall.
Difference.
A bag with a cash inside it. Towards the bottom of the page on page 62, the Hawks officer says, then what you do, then what do you do? He writes an email or a letter to the minister, to the chief of staff, saying, this is the story, this is what happened. I'm requesting your intervention. That gives them the opportunity. So the Hawks man is saying to the colonel, write to the minister, write to the chief of staff. And 2 lines down, the colonel says, I do what? I do what? And the Hawks man says, write an email to the minister to say, this is what happened. I've got a grievance, this issue. I'm aggrieved because of X, Y, and Z, and I'm requesting your assistance in the matter. That's it. He'll sort out the rest for you. So the Hawks man's making promises to this guy that you can step in the minister's office and just make his life whole again. Let's go down a page. Top of the next page, 63, the Hawks man again. That's why we've got to do it. You will write that email. You can write that email tonight even. Right, you send that email tomorrow morning. We can give
much.
you, we can talk, give do that.
This thing and 12 mne. All those changes we get here.
To the colonel.
Yeah, leave it. 14 shit.
Then in the middle of the page, but that's what I'm saying. Right?
Register, I still remember.